Hello there, people, and welcome to session 6 of our lovely little welcome to the Academy. I am, of course, your DM of Doom, Son of Asgard, or World Tree Quests here on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. Yes, that is all the places that we're at. I promise I know my streams. With me today we have my lovely, wonderful, amazing, beautiful cast. We have got Gina Donahue, we've got Charlie 182.0, we've got Changeling Rogue, we have got Justan, and of course we have, I always forget, is it Just Say No? Or I choose no. I remembered. I choose no. I remembered.
Just Say No is crazy. You're like a dare campaign.
Second guess myself every single time. I go, I know it, and then it comes out and I go, I choose no. Hello everybody. Fantastic. I love that everybody's here. Look at all your pretty faces. Do we have any little things to talk about first? Yes, indeed, we do actually. We didgeridoo. In case you aren't aware, folks, which you should be aware because I talk about it all the damn time, we have a new campaign that we're recruiting for. It's a Dragon Age campaign. It's going to be an awesome campaign. And it's going to use the Dragon Age TTRPG system by the lovely fine folks at Green Ronin Publishing. So if you've ever wanted to learn a new TTRPG, but you just don't know any good TTRPGs, one, we're going to fix that because there's going to be a lot of new things coming. And number two, you can definitely come and learn how to play Dragon Age. You can apply for it, in fact. If you go to our Twitter, and you go to our pinned posts, you'll see this lovely little post that I made, basically advertising our lovely Dragon Age campaign coming up. And if you want, you could even fill out that application form. And then what could happen is I'll look over it and I'll go, oh, this character's wonderful! Obviously I want it in the campaign. And then I'll email you. And I'll say to you, hey, you should join. Realistically, that will happen to only 4 people. But you could be one of those 4. So if you'd like to learn, go and check out our Twitter. Go to that pinned post and apply. Because you never know. You might just like it and you might just win. So, we do have a Dragon Age campaign. Do go and check that out as we are still recruiting. And we're going to be recruiting until the end of this month. Other than that, I don't think I have anything. I don't think I have anything majorly that I would like to talk about. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to say very, very quickly, guys, what the frickle frack happened last session?
I'd love to tell you, but I had my memory wiped.
Yep, same.
Yeah, then we all woke up at a table together, which was
all I
weird.
remember is that we were just in the library.
Yeah.
We found that
They went
book
to
on
class.
Secret Society, and then we just went to class.
I remember that I
Pretty
forgot
much.
something, and whoever caused that is gonna die.
You sure you don't need more lavender, bud?
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
We are in astrology
You
class.
know,
They probably have herbs here.
We did find a really interesting map depicting some sort of skull symbol with like a 7-pointed upside down star
Yeah, that
behind
was
it.
over in like the forest.
In the
by
forest,
where
and
we
so
had
we were
class.
we were gonna go in the morning before our classes
Take
together.
a look.
Let's take
Wait,
a little.
does anyone remember something about a guy in a deer mask?
No.
No, I don't have anything on that. Did you? What?
You guys are
I mean, I have it in my
funny.
notes.
So
I have it in my
funny.
notes, but I don't know what it's talking about.
So funny.
Oh no, that must have been what we were forced to forget or
So
something. I don't
demure,
know.
so cutesy. Like, well done, guys. Like,
Do you want the actual recap?
yes, give
I
us
can
the
just go
actual stuff.
I can just go through my spiel again. So, Aurora was spying on us. She ran into the restricted section. The librarian ran after her, so did Randuin. Basically, everyone just ran after Eldwin, like an idiot. And then Randuin got murked. He's not actually dead. But we ran in, there was a guy in a deer mask who was being all creepy and just stared at us. And then we turned around, and then we turned back, and he was there again. It was really bad, and then they casted sleep on us.
Yeah.
Changed our memories, so we only remembered what we remembered when we walked into the library. And then we woke up at the table. We have those books. We have that map. we have the book, and then we all went to astrology class. And learned
Yeah.
our zodiacs. The more
And
important
learn our
thing.
zodiacs.
Our
Yeah.
birthdays.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Let's
forget
see,
the secret
Achille-
society, we learned our zodiacs.
Achillia is a phoenix.
Krista's a
Ooh.
unicorn.
Eldwin,
Damn,
what are
guys.
you?
Oh, I guess, yeah, is it my turn? Eldwin is a wolf.
And Constantine.
Who?
You remember your name.
No,
I
you
hate you.
remember that.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
Ow. He was
I
an
hate you
owl.
so much. That was a double pun,
That's
and I
right.
hate it.
I hate that it took me so
that
long
one
to
hurt.
understand what he was getting at.
It was a double pun, and I hate it.
I wouldn't have got it, I think, if Gina hadn't, is the unfortunate thing.
Same.
Yeah, I'm an owl to no one's surprise.
Yeah, those big ass eyes.
And although Dia wasn't there, we did have a brief discussion, and we decided that Dia is one of those gifted kids. They're special. They were born on the first day of creation, which is the days of creation. The 5 days of creation are the 5 days at the end of the year, where people that are born there just, everything goes right for them, or so it says. If you believe in that kind of thing. I definitely, I would like to say that I don't believe in that. I really would, because, I believe in things that I can see. I believe in things that I can read and I can prove are fact. Like every other Sagittarius. Skepticism! But yeah, so we decided with Ems's agreement that, day one of the days of creation makes sense for our lovely Dia, and that is the day of the Crystal Dragon. So there you go. We did do that. Can we remember how we ended last session, guys?
We decided.
I remember it being calm.
Yeah, it was pretty calm. I think we just finished up class. That's about it.
Yeah, then Bran asked us the question, what planes call to each character the most?
Yeah, that was a fun
To
one.
think about that. Yeah.
For most of our characters, it seems pretty
Somewhat
self-explanatory.
self-explanatory. Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, me
That's
neither.
to
Really?
find out.
Really?
Wait, wouldn't
Yeah.
be the hitbox for you?
Man, me and
In theory.
Elvin are so predictable.
In theory, yeah.
But yeah, we did ask for that. So we ended with you guys finishing up in astronomy class. And with that, it goes to everybody's favourite point in any school day. The end. And you guys
First
have...
day of school, everybody. Good
Woo!
job.
First day of school! We survived! Kind of.
There-
As far as we remember.
As far as we all know.
So, this is the thing as well. At the end of every school day, I am going to ask this question because every school day will end roughly between the hours of 4 and 5 p.m. Curfew to be out of the school corridors is 9 p.m. You have to be back in your dorms.
Is there an exception for this for the astronomy class? Because that was supposed to take place at night.
There is
Yeah,
an
so
exception
we
for
can
this.
see the stars.
There is an exception for this, yes. Your intro to astronomy is purely about understanding each other's, star signs and such. But at astronomy class, there will obviously be, when it comes
Also,
into
just-
the actual timetable, then yeah.
Just to confirm, it's astrology.
Astrology and astronomy,
Yeah.
both.
Ah.
There's some facts in there.
So what time is it?
Yeah.
So at this point, it is your average finishing day for school. This was your intro classes.
Buddy.
So these were just, getting into it. But going forwards in future, as Ren pointed out, yes, they will take place at night time, and that is the only time you will be given an exception. If you're at school after 9 p.m, there is a funky little table that I made for that.
Yay!
At this point, Dan and Charlie just he made another fucking table. Shit. I make tables all the time, just random little roll tables.
And really, genuinely, anything could be on it.
Fucking anything. Fucking anything.
Like anything from someone
I could
in
get
the
sucked into this
opposite-
world.
Right. Or like, here's the deck of many things. Just cuss.
I've had that happen to me.
Wonderful.
Hello, Oliver saying that. He's like, yeah, Leonid, deck of many things. Got it.
Yeah.
Pulled 4 cards straight away. Not one bad thing. Not one.
One.
Okay,
He
I
got
pulled 3 cards, and I did get the curse card, which I still have that curse, even though I have a god that I could probably fix that. But
Yeah,
It's
never
the Gorgon card or the
I
think
one
it's like
that's
you-
paralyzing.
It's the EU something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Euralion.
Eurelion. Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so he pulled 3 cards from the deck of many things and got a load of money. A load of money. Was it like a load of money and then it was something stupid like a load of jewels or something like that? Like money.
No, it was money, and I have the ability to change one event in history.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
you
you
have
can
the base
rewrite
card.
history, you know.
No. Anyway,
So we get into this part, right? We get into this. What would you? Is there anything you guys would like to do now that you have free time? You've got about 4 hours of free time to run around the halls, check out canteens, go to rooms you haven't been to. This is also the time where you can actually go seek out like teachers, professors, and speak to them and get to know them and that kind of jazz. So,
I know what Dia's gonna do.
okay, Dia, we'll come to you second. Constantine, we'll go to you because I did see Constantine pop his hand up first.
we can do Dia first, and I'll go second.
Yeah.
Sure.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, Dia,
Okay.
what would you like to do?
With my newly acquired comprehend languages, I would like to spend an hour eavesdropping around the school.
Chills. I got chills.
That's fantastic.
Okay,
Love
so
that.
you're just like
And I'm gonna curious crochet my way around as I do it.
Curious crochet.
Curious
Do
Oh
I
my
have
God.
that? Do I have that written down?
Curious crochet. What level of spell is that?
I do have
I
that.
know, right?
I want that spell.
By the time she's done, she has this like massive eye blanket that she crocheted.
No.
The all-seeing.
Okay, so
I'm always watching.
So curious crochet. Number 1, please explain to me what curious crocheting is.
As we know, Dia has a craft for every emotion. The one for curiosity is
It's
crocheting.
Okay, cool. Right,
I hope you know that I've written down every single one that I've heard.
Yeah, it's angry scrapbooking. It's
Stress knitting, curious
knitting,
crocheting,
curious
sad
crocheting,
origami,
sad origami,
angry scrapbooking,
angry scrapbooking.
shy wood carving,
I'll
and
have to
cautious daisy chaining.
I will have to show y'all the actual blanket I did stress knit a couple years ago.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
incredible.
Gina, as the DM, I'm going to assign you a job, okay? Every craft that comes out
Every
of M's
single one.
mouth, I need you to keep a list of it. And at a random point, I'm going to be like, send me the list, and I need you to send it to me, okay?
I will do this with my life.
I am just
I have
so,
never been so devoted to a cause in my entire existence.
I'm
Ever.
so impressed by Dia's like artistic proficiency. Like, there's just so much of their
She
repertoire.
is a bard.
I know,
What tool
Yes,
proficiencies?
jack of all trades.
Oh my god, Ray!
What
just
tool
open up with a casual blanket.
This is longer than I am now.
Dude, if Dia multiclassed into Artificer, we'd all be screwed.
That is so
Which
They
is-
already have
oh
all
my
the
god.
skill.
Oh my god, we'd have to make like a new
Oh.
subclass. It's like a wool golem.
Dude, that's honestly like a bunch of like cozy items that offer bonuses. I love that. I need that.
I think I
Oh
just
my
planted
God.
a seed.
Dia has
I can't
a
do
huge-
anything about that. Enjoy.
Dia in the future just opens up a magic item shop and it's all just comfy crafts.
No,
Comfy
but hear me out.
crafts.
But hear me out here, right? Hear me out. Right?
Everything's like charmed and has a purpose. Like, okay, so in my homebrew world, I invented this thing called the calming cookie. And so basically you eat it and it's the same effect as the charm or as the calming spell. And it's like
Emotions. Oh.
if you it's the same as calm emotion. So if you use it nefariously in my world, the cookie explodes in the nefarious person's face.
Wow.
Because we're not
That took a turn.
fucking around with our calming cookie.
That took
I
a
wasn't.
turn.
I didn't see that coming.
It's like it went from
Yeah, the comic
We
it
book
went
don't
from-
explode.
It went from magical Xanax to like lie detecting TNT.
I know,
I was
right?
not-
Because
I
if
was not
someone-
honest.
Well, because if someone was like, I'm giving you this calming cookie because I want to push you around later, like, that's not okay. So I, like, curbed the ability to use common cookies nefariously by making them also explosive.
I love
I
it.
agree with this use of
Mix that with a zone of truth and a fireball. Let's go.
So Dia, as you're walking around and you're eavesdropping, I need you to make me a perception check. Let's see if you pick up anything.
I didn't. I
Dina
always
just hears our conversation.
ritualistically. I always like ritualistically pre-roll my dice, but I didn't have time this time, so we'll see how this goes. Is that a perception or a flat roll? Did you say?
Perception, please.
That is an 18.
Okay. Okay, cool. You do hear a rumour. You do hear that this funky little rumour, that somebody believes wholeheartedly, like they're like, hey, don't tell anybody, right? Don't tell anybody, right? But I found a locker. I found a magic locker. Okay? And nobody knows who it belongs to. Nobody knows who it belongs to. Nobody knows the code. But apparently, if you can figure out the code and you open it, it'll give you whatever you want. They're calling it.
Alright.
Let's just say. They're calling it the room of No, we're not doing that because it's a shit name for a room that does what it does. It's just called the Magic Locker. Yeah, so it's just a magic locker. But apparently, if you can figure out the combination to get into it, it will grant you a wish.
This is fantastic. I am so pleased with myself.
Other than that, it's just the usual schoolyard rumours, like, you know, this third year is dating this fourth year, and, like, you know, these two second years have challenged each other to duels in the grounds, and, you know, this one kid is apparently hiding a griffin under his bed. You know, all those kind of things, you know, the usual schoolyard rumours. Somebody's brewing love potions in the toilet, like, you know, yeah, that's kind of shit, you know.
Okay.
If somebody gives me a love
With this
potion,
information,
I'm gonna say this right now. If somebody gave me a love potion, I drank it, I fell in love with them, and they went, "Wow, the toilet that I brewed this in, it went great." I'd immediately be like, "And the love is gone. You gave me something that was made in the toilet."
Absolutely.
Unforgivable.
So with this information, Dia, what evil will you rot?
I want to see what happens if I tell Eldwin about this. So I'm gonna go find Eldwin.
Dia's an evil genius.
Surely he'd be able to figure out where it is. I love that Eldwin is a choice.
I'm so very findable for this.
Bran, you don't need to ask me. I'm easily found. It's like a beacon on the map, Eldwin.
I literally
You mean on
have like pearlescent white hair. It's hard to miss me. I'm right there.
I love that. Okay, I'm gonna go find Eldwin.
Yeah, so he's honestly probably just walking around the halls doing something similar to you at the moment, so he'd be fairly easy to find.
Okay, now I have to find the appropriate craft to approach Eldwin with.
It's probably
I have
Just
a-
inconspicuous something.
Stealthy Sudoku.
Ooh, I like that.
It's not really a craft. It's not really a craft.
Yeah.
Okay, so while inconspicuous needle felting,
I was about to say needlepoint. Oh, I was gonna say incognito needlepoint.
I don't know how to spell inconspicuous.
INCON.
Don't worry, I got Google.
Okay.
okay, while inconspicuously stabbing things, I'm gonna slow up to Eldwin and go, I have to tell you something.
Oh, Thea, darling. You're just stabbing. That's not threatening. What do you have to tell me?
Okay, so I heard the thing, and I didn't know who to tell, but I thought you would be like probably the most motivated to find it with me, and so I chose you. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. I heard, now she's like excitedly stabbing the needle felting. I heard that there's this locker, and if you find the combination, it'll like give you stuff. And like unclear because I kind of reached the end of my comprehend languages on the tail end of that. So I'm like 99% sure it'll like give you what you want. Otherwise, it's like a wish situation.
A wish situation. Like a wish spell.
Like a wish situation. Maybe. I think it like gives you something. Like I think if you were like, man, I really want a taco right now, you could open one. But we have to figure out the combination or else it doesn't work. We also have to figure out which locker it is.
Oh. Okay. This seems doable.
But I really want to find Achillia a hat. So we have to find the locker.
Step
darling.
1, find locker. Step 2, open locker. Step 3, wish for hat for Achillia.
Find a hat for Achillia. You might need to make that. The horns, they
Well-
kinda...
That's what I'm thinking. But if I got a template from this locker, then I can make so many different hats for Achillia.
Now
Why
we
don't
know
you
what
get a
Dia's 3
template
wishes
from
would be.
Achillia? Oh, you want it to be a surprise.
Yeah.
Aren't you just darling? Is there a selfish bone in
Well-
your body? Like, of all the things that you could supposedly get, you want to get templates to make things for your friends?
Yeah. I thought about asking Constantine, but I felt like maybe I didn't want to distract him from his studies. He seems very serious about that. So then I thought Rista, but then I thought I don't know who she would tell. I think she's spectacular, but I don't know about her secret keeping abilities. And then I couldn't ask Achillia because I'm trying to find Achillia a hat, so I landed on you.
Love being the last chosen. Thank you. I tell you what. Let's put together a list of the different locker rooms in the school. And then we can go around with Detect Magic and find which one of them are enchanted. Really? Nothing selfish? Nothing for yourself?
Well, and then she like swaps out, like real like lightning fast, swaps out the inconspicuous needle felting for her happy beating. I could do with some more yarn.
She's so precious, I want to hug her.
Dia, I think I'm a bad person.
What? Maybe. Why?
I'm not like you.
But you have to be like you, because we only get one Elfwin. We don't need two Dias.
We don't need two Eldwins.
We don't need one element. I'm just kidding.
He's almost right.
We need multiple Eldwins. All of the Eldwins.
Dia would be so scared if there was more than one Elfwin.
Eldwin would be so scared. Have you ever like heard of like, you know, like the people who can like clone themselves, but then the clones all start fighting because they're like, which clone is the real, like, bloodbath?
I literally
It
just
would be-
watched that episode of Gravity Falls today.
See, okay, yeah. Bloodbath.
So-
It would
Yeah.
be. It would be.
Absolute chaos.
And Dipper 2 would win. Like, it wouldn't even be Prime Dipper. Like, Anyway,
it would be to their own.
Gosh, I do not know if I can do this right now, but start collecting more information, and I will keep my ears open.
Okay. I wonder what Rista would want. Maybe she would like a fancy cape.
Hey, Dia, you've lived here your entire life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of know your way around.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to the forest? With supervision, of course.
No.
Not at all?
No, my spot where I get to be is I can watch over the greenhouses, so I look at the forest lots, but I've never been in there. Except for when we went with the professor.
Right, right. Hey, Dia. You're pretty strong, right?
I think so.
He's gonna gently, like, knock on the crystal. Like,
Oh, did you want a piece? She breaks a piece off and hands it to you.
Casually pulls off a piece of diamond and is like, there you go.
well, that's a spell component for later. No, we need your help. We being myself, but Achillea and Constantine and Rista. You see, we have had an incident. Someone has sabotaged us and taken memories from us. We're not sure why, but we found a clue.
How do you remember what you don't remember? How do you remember that you don't remember?
See, so 1 second. We're all minding
Okay.
our business in different places. The next
Right.
second that we remember, hours have passed, and we're all waking up at a table together as if we had been sitting there having a studying session. But we don't remember how we got there.
Do you remember
Or-
what you studied?
I studied eldritch abominations and beings from the far realms. I don't know what they studied. Secret societies or something. I don't really care about that kind of thing. But we are going to investigate something in the morning, and I think someone of your skill and caliber would be an excellent shield.
Okay.
We'll be the sword. And we'll kind of just plow
I
our way
have a
through
sword.
and
Do you
find
want to
what we-
borrow it?
Eldwin's gonna look at his like noodle arms and go, I don't think I can lift it.
Okay.
I am deceivingly strong. And yet not strong
I
enough
believe
for
you.
that.
That's fair.
Darling, meet us in the morning by the canteen. And we'll go from there, yes?
Okie dokie.
In return, I will help you find your locker.
Sounds good.
Fantastic. Alright. I'm gonna go try to get myself into trouble, break something, or someone. Depending on
Do you want
what
a cookie for the road?
Do you have another one of the stone ones? It was really good.
Yes.
Aha, a weapon.
Eldwood will take a stone cookie that he cannot eat and just walk away with it.
Okay, fantastic. Anything else for you guys there?
I'm good.
I haven't figured out what Eldwin's doing right now, so jump to Constantine, and yeah.
I'll double check with Dia. Dia, is there anything else that you're doing other than that?
Yeah, I think Tia's gonna go grab something to eat, and that's
Okay, so you head to the canteen where food for gargoyles is catered for. Gargoyles eat rock and metal ore and crystals. Just casually snacking on some lapis lazuli. Rock candy.
I know amethyst tastes good.
Do you know,
I
I
know
was
it
actually
does.
thinking that. I bet you clear quartz tastes creamy.
I think
I
amethyst.
think.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Malachite would also be creamy.
Dude, amethyst has got to take like a blue raspberry Jolly Rancher.
Tiger's eye spicy.
Yeah.
Tiger's eye is spicy. Rose quartz is like.
Forgive the
citrusy.
neurodivergence, people, but anybody that's neurodivergent immediately knows what something feels like in their mouth.
Yeah.
No, rose quartz is like rose quartz has got to be like strawberry flavored.
No, rose
Scotch.
quartz.
Strawberry.
Rose quartz,
Strawberry lemonade.
rose
Watermelon.
quartz is exactly like rose Turkish delight, and therefore you either love it or hate it.
That's fair.
Valid.
You know,
Yeah.
I've had it and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I like the lemon Turkish delight.
Mm.
I'm not a fan of rose.
Jade is probably kind of limey.
I get the feeling Jade is like one of those things that you expect it to be fantastic, but it's kind of meh.
Yeah. I kind of get that.
The blind dog that I'm pet sitting right now lost his ball and got very confused, so he did tippy tappies in a big circle.
The poor pupper.
Sorry, proceed.
It's okay. Is there anything else for you at all, Dia, after you go and get food?
No.
No? Okay. We move to Constantine.
All right, I'm gonna do something completely wild, something that y'all could never guess. that
Studying
Constantine-
under the covers.
Going to the library.
Library is correct. I'm going to the library.
Okay. You head to the library. You can see the looming librarian. As you step inside, he turns his head 180 degrees to just look at you. He's like, "You are present here quite often."
Yes. Speaking of, that's actually why I had a question about that. So, could I get a part-time job here? I mean, I'm here 80% of my time outside of class anyway.
This is true.
I can get my resume if need be. Actually, I have it right here. Constantine pulls out a well-written scroll document.
Okay.
I've done a lot of different jobs with various skill sets, but
Excuse me a moment.
Is it Astrid?
The bookshelf. We need
I
a
would like
book.
to see. Oh,
just got to check the part-time jobs section of Strixhaven, right?
That's a cute teapot.
It's adorable, and I love it.
Like,
Oh
that
my
is.
Have I not made you tea in this teapot? I really
No,
don't.
no, you haven't.
Really?
No.
Okay. Well, next time you're over.
You've given me tea bags and shoddy espresso.
Okay, listen. That espresso machine was a gift for my mother. If I was buying it for myself, it would have been nicer.
That espresso was a gift from my mother. You should appreciate it.
No,
I
he's
do.
right. It was rough. It was rough.
About as much as I appreciate Dan's mother.
Okay, so you need to choose.
She doesn't deserve that. I'm
You need-
sorry.
You need to choose a position here.
Jail. Bad timing, Brad.
What did I
Listen, I'll have you know.
Nobody gonna fill me in? No, nobody's gonna tell me what I missed.
No one's gonna fill you in.
accidental mom
Speak for
slander.
yourself. I get filled in regularly.
That's what she said.
I don't know why. I think we're done here.
Sorry.
I don't know why that continued longer than it needed to.
I may or may not have slandered his mother and his espresso machine in
How
the same sentence.
dare
It's
you.
fine.
How dare you?
However, she did take me to the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and it was fantastic, so I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, jeez.
I guess she took me in a roundabout way. Dan took me, but she...
Actually, technically, Ed took you, so.
Who?
My mom's husband.
Oh, right.
Anyway, Constantine.
Just like lore dumping accidentally on
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. Yes.
There are only 2 job positions available in the library at this time.
Okay.
You can be a book clerk or a book shelver.
Wouldn't a page usually do both of those things?
No, in a library this size, those are 2 different jobs.
Okay. So the clerk, I assume I would be speaking with people?
Clerk is speaking to people, issuing books and taking books in and filing them to be resorted. Shelver is you get given a trolley and you go around and you reshelve the books.
So I'm assuming Arias tells me that.
Yep, Arias informs you of the duties of both jobs. They both pay the exact same, 5 gold pieces a week.
It's pretty good.
Better
Well-
than most craftsmen in a standard village make.
I would assume that I'd have more time to read being a clerk, but then I'd have to speak with people, correct?
Being a clerk comes with its advantages as well as its disadvantages. You will have ample ability to peruse any new volumes we receive, as well as you will have an allowance and an extension of time and number of books allowed to be issued at any given time. The advantages of being a shelver is that you have access to our deeper records, so you are able to visit the restricted section, you're able to peruse books high above your learning caliber.
I do like the sound of that, and I do like the sound of not speaking to people. So I would just have free access to the restricted section.
As if you are on duty and you are taking books there, I have accepted that I cannot be everywhere at once. So you'd be able to look at the books in the restricted section. You may not be able to have them issued to you, but you can certainly peruse them. You will have ample access to the restricted section.
And I'm assuming that if I have, if I was efficient in my duties and I spent extra time shelving, that would be expected, I would assume.
Yes.
I'll take the paging job. For now.
The clerk or the shelver?
The shelving.
Shelving, okay. So, he gives you the shelving. Your first day will be this weekend. So you're on the 3rd day of the week, so essentially think of it as like this is Wednesday, tomorrow's Thursday, day after is Friday. Your first day at work is Saturday morning.
Okay. Before I leave, or find a table and read for a few hours, do you remember anything odd happening earlier today?
Well, there was a 3rd year who tried to practice a spell designed for 5th year students, and he wound up accidentally being stuck to the ceiling for 4 hours. Do you mean like that?
Not quite.
Well, I'm very bad at understanding what your kind thinks of as strange. To me, strange is... And he kind of frowns, like those owl eyes frown inwards, and he's like, people who dog-ear texts. Why not simply use a bookmark? Or even a scrap of paper? There's no need to deface such a well-printed novel.
I'm not necessarily for the death penalty in most cases, but I think dog-earing might warrant that.
I think if there is ever a crime to warrant execution, dog-earing a first edition text on the rights and practices of the northern indigenous dwarven clans is such an offence.
I think the only thing that might be worse is when you have a paperback, given I prefer hardcover, of course, and someone, have you seen, it's disgusting and horrifying, they twist the back of the book into a circle and grip it with their hands.
My day has become worse for the fact that you have pointed out to me that people do this.
It is deeply disturbing, and while I will refrain from violence in the library out of respect, if I see anyone doing that here, I will...
In the time that you're employed here, if you see anyone do that, you have my permission to beat them handily.
Wow, that's another perk of the job.
Constantine's like, I'm in my villain era now, bitches.
For me personally, horrifying.
Well, then I look forward to starting on Saturday.
Good. We will see you here, 6 a.m. sharp. And, Constantine, you have taken your first step into having a job. And as you've achieved a job in the library, you can also take 1 relationship point with Arias.
Hey, my boy.
Get 1 more, and he'll give you a boon.
Ooh.
Crazy.
The boon for Arias says he does not give you scathing, sarcastic comments.
Oh, those are my favorite.
Anything else for you at all, Constantine?
No, I'll just be... what classes do we have tomorrow?
Well, that's fantastic that you said that, because I was going to get to this point later on, but if you'd like to, you can roll. Or we can nominate someone to do it just now, or we can wait till everybody's done and then we roll at the beginning of the day.
I'm chill with what... Would we know in character?
I mean, yeah, probably you would, yeah.
Okay. I was just going to study whatever class we have.
Dan, roll me a d20 3 times, re-roll any numbers that have already been rolled.
Re-roll any repeats, you said?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, that is a 19.
A 19,
A 4.
evocation and elemental magic.
Ooh, spicy.
A 4 you said?
Yes.
Combat magic introduction.
Yes.
And what was the third one?
5.
5. Oh, fantastic. Signs and sigils.
Wow, I feel like all those go really well together.
Signs
Yeah.
and Sigils we were supposed to have today, weren't we?
You were, but then I forgot that one.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
And then Wispy screamed at everybody.
And then Wispy
You're
screamed at
welcome.
everybody. Evocation and elemental magics, combat magic introductions, and then signs and sigils. You do have your professors' names there as well. I have them all here because I have hero forges of professors now.
Yay!
Whee! I don't have a problem, I promise. So, signs and sigils is with Professor Yori Slitskevich. Evocation and elemental magic is with Professor Koristradza. And combat magic 101 is with Professor Braxilia. Do with that what you will.
Brent, I have a quick question about books in the library.
Mhm.
So, I've never played a wizard before, but as I understand it, they can learn spells by like finding them and copying them into their spellbook, correct?
Exactly, you can, yes.
So, would there be books on spells that I could learn from? I know it costs money to copy into.
There
for,
definitely
like,
would. There
supplies.
definitely would be. Yes, you'd be able to look them up as long as. So there are some rules to it. As long as the spell is of a level that you are capable of casting. Now that's not to say you can't open up a text and go, "Wow, there's the exact method on how to catch on how to cast power word kill." But you would not be able to put it in your spellbook.
Right.
It'd have to be something that you could feasibly cast at this level.
Okay. Is it? Do you know off the top of your head how much gold it is to copy a new spell? Isn't it like?
So you didn't pick a subclass that's based on any of the particular skills. So I think
No.
everything is. I think.
It's 50?
I think it's 50 gold per level of the spell. But let me go and double check it for you.
I believe that's right.
Level 1.
I'll go and double check for you. Supreme Magic users defined and united as class by the spells
Yeah.
they cast.
2 hours, 50 gold per level. 2 hours per level, 50 gold per level.
So the most you would have to spend is 2 hours at a 9th level spell would be to learn that would be 18 hours of constant writing, and it would also cost you 180 gold. That is the most you would spend ever on one spell. At this level, I believe you have 2nd level spells, or just still 1st level?
Just first, I think.
Just 1st level. So it would be 2 hours and 50 gold pieces to learn any 1st level spell.
Okay. I think out of the classes that he has the next day, probably Signs and Sigils would be the one he's least familiar with. So he will just be studying that until it's time to go to bed. He's not going to stay up all night because that didn't work super well for him today.
Okay. Then in that case, we'll go to Eldwin at that point.
Fantastic. My stuff is a little messed up. That's okay. So I did think about what I wanted to do. So Eldwin at this point will go ahead and run back to his dorm room very quickly just to pick up one of the only personal belongings he brought with him, and one of the only things he's had since he was very young, which is his viol. I don't mean violin. I don't mean viola. I mean viol, the 6-stringed Baroque period instrument played with a bow. Sorry, that's a
Charlie
important
displaying
distinction.
an amazing use of Wikipedia right there.
I actually just came off of a music appreciation class last semester. But
Fantastic.
that being said, and he is going to look for a music club at the academy.
Funnily enough, there is a music club. There is indeed, and you can certainly. I mean, how would you go around looking for it? Are you going to go and?
I would start with Wispy.
You're going to start with Wispy. So, hi there. My name's Wispy, and I am your college campus guide. How can I help you today?
Hello, Wispy. I have played viol my entire life as a personal hobby, but I've never had the chance to play in a group setting before. I was wondering if there was a club at the school that you know about that I can play music in.
Absolutely. You can join the Chamber Musical Choir and Orchestra. That is headed by Professor Andrus. You can find him in the dungeons.
Cute. Mind showing me the way? I'm still getting used to the place.
Wispy can in fact operate as someone to guide you to your destination. And Wispy will then turn it and just descend into the ground, and this line will come up and be guiding you the way.
Now, isn't that convenient?
I thought he was going to disappear and expect you to follow him.
I kind of did too. And I'm
Just
just
follow
like,
me down through the ground.
it's like, okay, I guess I'll go ask Miss Moira. Like, Jesus. No, but Eldwin will take his viol, clutch it to his chest, and make his way to the dungeons to meet Professor. I'm so sorry. I want to type his name down.
Professor Andrus. Andrus. Okay, so you're going to follow the line that's laid out. Okay. You get to the staircase that will take you down into the dungeon. And already you can hear it. This beautiful, beautiful orchestral music. It's very it's very like emotionally turning. It's giving very ballroom in a grand palace style.
Right.
And as you follow it deeper down, you can hear a choir in there as well. Go ahead. You go from there.
I don't think Eldwin has ever heard live music like that before, so he would probably just be enchanted, like enraptured by it. You know, not even following Wispy anymore, but just following the sound.
Okay. So you follow the sound. It's very, very easy to follow it at this point. And you eventually get to where like you're outside and you can actually see inside. And you can see an orchestra of easily 50 students with different varying instruments. And a group in the front of like 20 or so students singing.
Mm-hmm.
And in front of them is a professor with how would I describe a dress sense? Very, very fine tailored outfit. Gossamer black, but with like a very pale, almost necrotic green lining and swirling pattern around it. He has a small pseudo-dragon perched on his shoulder, and in his hand he's got a wand which is this beautiful kind of like burnt cherry wood with these inlaid like necrotic glowing crystals, and he's conducting with that wand. And every now and again he waves his hand to signal another part of the orchestra to try either start playing louder or softer or to bring in an instrument. Every now and again he calls it like an instruction. And he raises up to a crescendo, and then he pulls down to signal them to draw off into a faint end. And then he stops and he goes, "Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. My woodwinds, you were a little loud on the diminuendo. Please ensure that is taken off into a tapered end. But other than that, fantastic. That'll be all for today. Well done, everyone. I'd like to see more the next time. So ensure that we continue to practice our solos, and and to my percussions, please remember, the gong is for a big finish, not to hit when you're bored. Other than that, well done today." And everybody starts to pack up their stuff.
Eldwin will just admire from the back for a moment, but as everyone's kind of packing up, once he's come off the podium, stepped away, he's kind of rifling through his own things, Eldwin will approach.
Okay.
And he'll clear his throat and say, "Excuse me, are you Professor Andrus?"
Professor Andrus will pop his head up and smile with this like very, very like well groomed like goatee beard. None of the hair on the sides of the face.
Sure.
Very
or
well
sideburns, yeah.
covered, yeah, but long here into almost like a very. He's got a very, how would you call it? A very. I guess the term you use is devilishly handsome.
Yeah, I know
He's
exactly
human, but
the
he's got like the Mephistopheles style goatee.
for sure.
Pokes his hand up. He pokes his head. It has one of those like one-sided grins that kind of pairs up on the side. And he goes, Ah, hello there. You are a new student. I know most students' faces, and I definitely do not know yours. So you are a new student.
Yes, sir. My name is Eldwin.
Eldwin, an absolute pleasure. You can call me Andres. I don't do surnames, so Andres is what I am. Out in here, you will call me Andres. When it is during class times, you will call me Professor Andres. So what can I do for you? Please, sit. And he just like waves his hand, and like, a bunch of books and papers stack themselves up into a neat pile.
Eldwin will take a seat and hold his viol and say, I want to audition to be a part of the orchestra. I don't know what the process is like. I do want you to know that I am self-taught. I do know how to read music, but that is a recent development. That being said, it's something I'm very passionate about, and it means a great deal to me.
My dear boy, some of the greatest musicians that have ever played were self-taught. In fact, I know of a world where a great and amazing guitarist by the name of Carlos Santana is one of the most accomplished guitarists of all time, and he was self-taught. So never ever think that being self-taught is a diminishing factor on your person. Use it as a spotlight. But if you wish to audition, and he kind of gestures up and he goes, well, this certainly won't do. And as he claps, these two lights just and push, like, beam down on you, and he goes, do so.
Eldwin doesn't get caught off guard very often. He tries to make a point of it, but he definitely is in this moment. He tries to very quickly compose himself, take a deep breath, and he opens his case. The viol is not fancy. It is old. Most of its varnish is peeled. It is almost falling apart. But he pulls it out, he readies his bow, and closes his eyes and just begins to play. His style of music is very gothic, otherworldly, kind of haunting. I don't know what kind of checks you'll need from this, though.
Just a performance check.
Ooh, that is a 17 on the dice, plus 7 for a total of 24.
Okay, 24 you said, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. On a 24, you finish playing, and Professor Andres he sits with the exact same look watching you like this. And you play and play and play and play, and then eventually when you bring it to an end, he stands up and walks around you. And he takes his wand and he uses it to just kind of like nudge at your, like, lift like your finger and stuff, and it's almost like he's examining like your finger pads.
Right.
Then he moves over to like your posture, and like, he puts the wand just under your chin and lifts it a little bit as it. And then he's like, good. Not great, but good. But no one is ever great until they are good. From goodness you stem into greatness. We rehearse every 3 days. And I mean that literally. We rehearse once every 3 days. You will be expected to attend. If you miss 3 rehearsals, I will cut you for that performance, and you will be expected to keep up with what you have missed so far. But you haven't missed much because you only missed 1 rehearsal, and I'm assuming that you were pre-warned about the clubs.
I was not, no.
Fantastic. Okay, our new administration is incredibly slow, so if you would like to know anything about the clubs, do consult with me. He's the most in tune with what we have to offer. I shall expect you 3 days hence.
Fantastic. I need a new bridge and restring on my bow desperately. Where do I go to get that?
I do believe on weekends you're allowed to visit the local village. They have storefronts and such there you can visit. Do you have like a deposit account for your parents or for a job to pay into?
I certainly have an account set up by a guardian.
Fantastic. So you will be able to access funds from there on these weekends, and you'll be able to venture into that village and purchase things there.
Fantastic. Thank you. I will see you in 3 days' time. Is there any music I need to start rehearsing, looking over?
No, we'll throw you in at the deep end and see how you doggy paddle.
I'll do more than doggy paddle. More like butterfly strokes.
Fire.
Excuse
I
me,
like
Professor.
it.
Elvin will pack up, smile on his face, turn, and leave.
Awesome. Anything else that you would like to do, Eldwin?
He feels very accomplished. He's going to look for the school's coffee shop to grab himself something. But he's going to start being a regular there, hopefully eventually work there. We're not going to do that right now, though.
Okay.
I think for now, the audition for the club is plenty.
Fantastic. Onward we'll go to Resta. You come out of
Yes.
astronomy and astrology class. What does Resta want to do? What do you want to do with your downtime?
I want to find a person. I would like to find one of the girls that I met on day 1. So I would like to find either Aurora, Morin, Corilla, or Vela.
Fantastic. Well, first things first. Roll me an investigation check as you go scouting for them.
Ooh. Okay, +3. This is okay. A 14.
On a 14, you're able to find 2 of them. You're able to find Aurora and Brayla.
Which one?
Aurora and Brayla. That is
Brayla.
That is the
Oh, the high elf?
yes.
Oh, I had her as Vela. Let me check that. Bela, you said?
Yes, Bela.
Okay, cool.
So I understand. So I'm just understanding that Scottish accent B and V can sometimes get very, very same with D, like D. So if you ever need to clarify B, V, or D, please by all means just go. Your Scottishness is dumb. Please tell me what it's meant to be. Yes. So it's Bela.
Bela. Okay, Aurora and Bela. So where do I find them?
They are in the central patio, which is kind of like the common grounds within the school boundary, not outside of the school building. Within the school building, it's like a little we call it like what's the word, a wraparound courtyard. So it's like those kind of like trellis corridors in like a square around it, and in the middle of the square is like a little garden, benches, tables where you can sit and do what teenagers do, eat lunch, mock people shorter than you. I don't know, that kind of stuff.
Fantastic. I go up to them being like, Aurora, Bela. Oh, so nice to see you.
Aurora turns around and Resta, it's so good to see you. I'm so heartbroken you couldn't join me for a little stint into the graveyards.
Yes, I wanted to ask you about that because I didn't see you at potions after. How did that go?
It was eventful.
Oh, do please tell me.
Well, a lady does not like to, what is the turn of phrase?
Kiss and tell.
But She kind of looks around, looks at Bela, a very pointed look, and Bela kind of like rolls her eyes and gets up and walks away. And then Aurora leans in like, if you are free tonight, there is a select group meeting. I would be happy to put in the work to get you an invitation.
What kind of group meeting?
A group of anyone who is anyone.
I don't I like the sound of that.
I can make it even better for you if you like.
Do tell, in what way?
Felicity is not invited.
Alright, you have made my day.
Wonderful!
So tonight, where should I meet you?
Meet us. And she kind of looks around, she goes, in front of the greenhouse. Do you have a cloak?
A cloak. I am certain that I can get one.
You will wear one of mine. I will have someone drop it off at your door.
Fantastic.
Meet there, cloak, hood up, and covering your entire person.
Hey. Okay, fantastic. Oh, you please. Any details that you can spare whatsoever.
Well, not that I like to speak ill of people who are not here to defend themselves. You understand this, yes? But I heard that Felicity asked 4 people to get her an invite, and all of them turned her down.
Well, then. I
And,
already have goosebumps.
I don't know if you're familiar, but, well, you remember my brother.
Of course.
He's bringing
The handsome one.
Please do not tell that into his face. He does not need any more of an ego boosting. But he has made a friend, and they are also coming along. I believe someone who is known to you. Tiefling card wielder, Malekith.
Oh. What do you think of him?
I don't know. Sometimes I look and he is kind of cute, and sometimes I look and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. Usually I can get a good vibe on people, but when I spoke to him, he was kind of a brick wall of sorts.
Yes, I understand this. I tried to speak to him, and he was very, very abrupt. There was no conversation, and well, I'm hot, so usually people want to talk to me. But he did not seem very interested.
That's so incredibly bizarre.
But yes, I thought so as well, and then I thought perhaps I'm just not his type, but he didn't even want to talk to my brother, and as much as I am loath to say it, my brother, as you have said, is a fairly attractive person.
Interesting, but they're going together.
Yes, I believe they have become friends.
Wow.
Gina's leaning in like, oh, did Lucian have a boyfriend?
I'm here to get all the hot goss. So anyway, meeting in front of the greenhouse. Fantastic. So
Height of midnight.
midnight.
Height of midnight.
Okay. So is this like a secret party or something?
Darling, if I spill all of the gossip, you will not be surprised when you get there.
Please, girl, I hate surprises, but you know what? I will respect your
Let's
secrets.
just say you will not be getting any sleep.
Well then. You wanna go get coffee?
Always! And like she walks away, she like immediately takes your arm and starts leading the way, not even bothering to stop for Bela.
Okay. Oh, I want to call after Bela, but if Aurora isn't, I'm not going to.
Oh, it's like Mean Girls all over again!
I'm sorry, I need to get on Aurora's good side again.
Is there anything else for you at all, Resta, or is it
I'm
just
having high
coffee?
school flashbacks.
Me too!
Oh
I'm
no,
like,
no, don't look at me like that.
I'm like, why do I hate Aurora so much? And I'm like, oh, I remember who I based her off of.
Well, when Eldwin leaves the coffee shop, as they come in, can he just look over at Aurora and go, ew, dead girl walking?
I'm sorry, if you mattered, that would hurt. She shouts it so
I'm
snidely. over her shoulder.
If I mattered, right? Go play dead. It's what you're good at.
I'm sorry, at least I'm good at something. Who are you? You are,
I just really don't like
what
you.
is
Don't
the
mind me.
word? Forgettable.
To you? That's a good thing.
Done. And she turns, just walks away, dragging Rista after her.
I'm gonna turn over my shoulder and wink at Eldwin, and then turn
He'll
back.
wink back, but he'll also go, I lost that one, under his breath and walk away.
I love that Eldwin is a catty motherfucker, but is also the guy that goes, that one was definitely an L. We need to do better next time.
We just gotta do better.
Eldwin hasn't won anything yet, actually.
I think Eldwin's won a few things. I think Eldwin's won a couple of catbacks with our lovely Constantine.
But you actually,
Aurora's a different beast.
She's a different breed.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
I want to get her one day.
she's a von Zarevich, darling. They were raised for this.
I will say that I feel like Eldwin and Constantine are constantly at either in full battle or at a cold war. Neither has won yet.
I feel like that's a truer statement.
True,
They
but
get
I do-
little.
It keeps going back and forth.
I don't know. I feel like Eldwin's a little bit wittier than Constantine, just by a bit.
Yeah, but Constantine won't back down.
Yeah.
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to do one more thing. I think we get coffee and maybe Aurora starts to head back to our dorms and I say like, oh, I'll be there. I'll just want to do one thing. And I'm sorry to beat this dead horse, but I am going to go to the library.
Okay, you head to the library where you can see Arias standing and slotting books into place on the bookshelf. You can see a couple of students milling about in here. Roll me a D100. Maybe you'll meet a new friend. Who knows?
Big money, big money, big money.
Big money, big money, big money.
30.
30.
Wait, no. No, 3.
Ooh.
30. No. 3.
There was a 3 and a 0, and I was like, wait. Nah, it was 3.
Three. I don't know why I'm scrolling down. Go back to the top. That's where the number 3 is. Okay.
So used to scrolling.
Okay. Alright.
Ooh.
I forgot I made this person. I completely forgot about them. I'm suddenly incredibly excited. Okay, so. You can see an incredibly tall, incredibly broad-shouldered tiefling. Dark grey skin. Pure white hair. Bright blue eyes and this gleeful smile as they stand in front of a bookshelf, kind of just like bouncing on their feet, clapping their hands a little bit. Their horns are, standard, tiefling horns, but the right one is broken, but it has been replaced as if someone has made a cast of the broken piece of the horn and replaced it with a facsimile of both gold and black onyx.
Okay. And they're just in front of a bookshelf?
Yep.
Okay, I'm specifically trying to find certain types of books. Maybe those books are in the section that he's looking in.
So is there what particular type of book are you looking for? He says, as if he's not going to just go, it's miraculously in this section.
I'm looking for. Am I talking to you, Bran, or am I talking to the character?
Talking to me.
I'm trying. Rista doesn't know what she's looking for, so she's looking to do some broad research on the elemental plane of air, and specifically artifacts or legendary beings from the elemental plane of air.
Okay. Well, just as you mention it, this happens to be the section which has books on entities, beings, deities, and gods of the multiple planes of the multiverse. This girl is in fact standing in front of the pieces about the infernal planes, and she's like bouncing happily up and down, up and down. And as you get closer, you realise that this is definitely a tiefling, but this tiefling isn't like this is like the 6'6", 6'7" mark. They're incredibly tall and incredibly broad for a tiefling who is acting so daintily.
Hi, excuse me. I think I need to get a book. Right where you're standing.
Sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to get in the way. Sorry. And she like steps back, but as she steps back, she like bumps into the other bookshelf. She's like, "What?" And she like grabs hold of it. It's like, you're not going to tell anybody that happened, are you?
Oh, who would I tell?
Okay, thank you. And she kind of pulls it back into place and. Hi. Sorry. I just got very excited.
That's no problem. What were you excited about? The infernal section?
Yeah. I'm adopted. But I recently just had somebody conduct a check on my bloodline, and we're able to trace it back, and that's the first time I've ever looked at my great grandmother's name with the knowledge that she is my great grandmother.
Oh my god, you just found out that one of your ancestors is famous. That's such a good feeling, isn't it?
It's amazing. It really, really is. And I'm very, very excited because, there's this whole thing of I've been fated to do so many great things, and I'm all a tizzy about it,
Just filled an intense sense of purpose.
Really, I mean, nobody where I was raised has ever done anything like this. I mean, nobody where I was raised is, like me. But,
Oh, darling.
Tiefling raised by two halfling dads,
Halfling?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was fun. I bumped into a lot of things, though.
Oh, I imagine. Yeah. Is it normally? Do you normally bump into things? You don't seem very comfortable.
Oh, I'm just... when you're raised with halflings and you're the height that I am, it's, halfling homes weren't built for somebody over 4 feet tall.
Oh, darling. Well, I'm sure you're going to thrive here. I mean, this library is... Look at that ceiling. I don't even think you could fly up there.
No, you definitely... Well, I mean, not at this... Not quite at this level of education. But I'll hopefully be able to learn the spell fly at some point. I would like to be able to fly. It'd be fun.
Yeah, are you a wizard?
I would really love to say yes, but no, I'm not.
It is okay if you are not.
No. See, when I found out that who my bloodline was from, well, I kind of conducted I paid someone to conduct a ritual so I could contact her, and well, then I made a deal with her in order to get powers that were linked to her.
Oh, I see. You're a warlock.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. What about
Listen.
you? Are you a wizard? Are you a wizard?
I am.
I'm really jealous of you. I would love to be able to cast magic purely because I'm smart enough to do it.
Oh, please. I believe anyone is smart enough to be able to do that. Surely you would be able to.
No. I can't learn magic just by reading it. But I can do this, and she instantly puts her hand down, just Eldritch Blast.
Oh. Does it destroy a bookshelf?
No, it just hits the wall next to the door, and Arias just leans out from a bookshelf. You have been warned, Miss Quidian. Do not make me warn you a second time. It's sorry, Arias, I forgot. Sorry.
Can Constantine's head also kind of slide out and then just slide back without saying a word as well?
Constantine's just I'm going to copy my new mentor. That's definitely Constantine's new favourite pastime, is just lurking behind bookshelves.
Fully mimicking Arias.
Absolutely, 100%.
Well, Miss Quidian, I'm Rista St. Cloud, Duchess of Highborn. It's very nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to meet you. It really, really is. I don't know many people, but it's really good to meet you. It's good to meet. How long have you been here?
One day.
Wow, me too. Oh, new students, yes, of course, we've only been here one day, it's the first time. Sorry, I'm very forgetful, I'm very scatterbrained.
And what's your first name?
Quidian.
Oh, that's your first name.
Yeah.
Quidian. Well, it's very nice to meet you. Do you know where the section is on elemental beings?
Oh, just a couple of books down. It's on the top shelf. And she's going to, take a couple of steps down, and she's going to look at. Is there any particular plane that you're looking at?
Air.
Air.
If you would please.
Absolutely, yeah. Give me a moment. We're going to see if her intelligence helps her here, or if she's too eager to be a good friend. Nat 1. So you say, if you would mind, obviously meaning, can you please get the book down for me? And she's like, oh, of course. And she picks you up and lifts you up to the book.
Oh.
You get the book and she puts you down very, very gently after you've grabbed a handful of books. And she's like, if you need any other help, then please. But it was just, oh, I should have just got the book for you. I shouldn't have touched you. I'm really, really sorry. I panicked.
Oh, darling. You helped me anyway. Thank you so much.
Okay. Well, I'm really sorry. I should know better. My dad's always taught me to, you don't touch people unless they want to be touched, and that kind of thing. So I'm really, really sorry.
I accept your apology. But you want to come study with me?
Yes, I'd love to. And she's like so excited, like getting all jittery and stuff as she follows you over to.
Yeah, I just turn on my heel and go find a table and start sifting through my books.
Okay. Now you're looking for specific what's the word I'm looking for? You're looking for beings from the elemental plane of air, yeah?
Yeah, I'm specifically trying to. I think you know what I'm looking for, Bran. Some that, I don't really know what to look for. All I know is that it's associated with the plane of air.
Ah, right. Yes, I understand what you're looking for now. Okay. So you have the book. Beings, deities, and all that jazz. Make me an investigation check as you look through it. Because you have the book in front of you, I will say with advantage.
Okay. Wow, I got a 19 and a 1. So that's 22.
Okay, a 19 and a 1, so 22. So as you look through the elemental plane of air, immediately the first thing you come across, the most prominent being within the elemental plane of air, is a being by the name of Yancy Ben.
How do you spell that?
Yan dash capital C dash Bin, B-I-N.
Yancy Ben. Okay.
Yancy Ben is the prince of elemental evil air. He dwells in a palace of air on the elemental plane of air, and in his palace, and in nodes around his palace, he has complete mastery over everything that goes on there. Now, Yancy Bin, there's a bunch of things that are attached to the passages about him. Specifically, items related to him. Number one, that you're able to kind of look at and go, oh, okay. As with all of the princes of elemental evil, this is given in the books, in order to make sure they didn't rise up to the level of challenging gods, a spark was taken from them and hidden in magical items.
A spark taken from the princes?
From these princes of elemental evil. The spark of Yancy Bin was taken and hidden inside a spear by the name of Windvane. But Yancy Bin also had a loyal following of a great number of air elementals. and some of his most loyal followers were locked away into other magical items. And it says here, the most common ones used for them were like lamps or bottles, or in some cases metallic and jeweled orbs, which were used as like containment spheres for exceptionally powerful elemental spirits.
Okay. What else do I read about that?
That's all the information you get on those particular things, unless you know the specifics of the magical item. That's all you get.
Okay. I think the amount that she's read at this point is probably nearing 9 o'clock, so I think Rista's gonna start to pack up her stuff.
Okay, you pack up your stuff and Quidion's like, oh, curfew's happening. Okay, yes, curfew. Would you like to study again another day? Maybe? Doesn't have to be tomorrow. It could be tomorrow if you wanted it to be tomorrow, but it doesn't have to be tomorrow.
Oh, maybe not tomorrow, but maybe some point during the week. What classes do you have tomorrow?
Tomorrow I have...
Giving Brand so much work.
Tomorrow I have Dunamancy in the morning, and then I have extraplanar entities and beings in the afternoon, and my final lesson of the day is... signs and sigils.
Oh, I have signs and sigils tomorrow, too.
Oh! At the end of the day?
Yes, so I'll see you during that class.
Is it signs and sigils at the end of the day?
I believe so.
Oh, well, isn't that a coinky dink? Well! And she gets, really excited. It's like, okay, I'll see you there.
Of course, I'll see you there.
Aw, look at you making friends.
Aw.
Okay, is there anything
Yeah.
else you would like to do, Rista?
I'm just gonna go back to my dorm.
Okay, back
And
to
actually,
your-
if I can, we can take books out of the library, can't we?
Yes, you can. You
Can I find,
have
like...
up to 2 books issued in first year. Up to 2 at a time.
Okay, then I'm gonna find any 2 more books about this topic that I can just take back to my room.
Absolutely fine. You can find 2 more books that in the vague kind of knowledge and, items that are rumoured legends and such around the elemental plane of air. Okay. You can have them
Sounds
issued
good.
to you. I will send you the names of those during the break. Okay?
Awesome.
I'll move on to last and most certainly not least, Achillea. Anything you would like to do at all, my dear?
Achillea is gonna go see if there's a garden club.
A gardening club. There is in fact a
Gardening club.
Oh, I'm really, really sorry to do this. Do you mind if I just give me a wee moment? I've just heard something. I just have
Yeah.
to pop away for a minute. I'm
No
very, very
worries.
sorry about this. Excuse
No
me, a moment,
worries.
guys. Talk amongst yourselves.
If
This is
Brand's
actually
gone for
perfect
15
timing.
minutes, does that mean one of us gets to be the DM now?
Yes. Does anybody want to volunteer?
Okay,
I
so
have a
Achillea,
maybe
you
a
find this
one-shot.
you find this gardening club, and you find all the answers to the secret society you're looking for.
Shit. Yeah. I actually have a question. I was about to type this in the chat, but since we can talk about it really quick,
Yeah.
I want to ask you. I'm a barista. I make coffee. I was wondering if your character had a coffee order, what would it be? And I want to make it at work and try it and take a picture and see if it's any good.
Oh man,
What
I'm not a
coffee?
coffee person. I don't have. a
I
point of
know
reference.
immediately.
Oh, I have to think on
I
that.
know immediately. I'm high.
What is it?
Okay. So, the Starbucks closest to my house, the lady who works 99% of the shifts, she's there all the time, invented this drink, got me hooked on it, and now I've hooked 12 other people on it, and I think it would be Dia's order. So it's an iced matcha latte,
Let me write this down.
but you take no cane syrup. Instead, it's three pumps of the white mocha syrup, 2 pumps brown sugar, and then cold foam.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I get a venti, but they put it in a Trenta cup for me so that they can do extra cold foam, and then you just and it's the shit. That is what Dia would drink.
That's slightly terrifying. I will be making the small coffee shop version of that. as I do not work in Starbucks, but I do have all of those things. So I will make it happen in slightly higher quality.
Amazing.
Okay, I really like that.
Sounds amazing.
That
And-
does-
and- She would also always get the lemon loaf.
we have an
Nice.
Earl Grey loaf.
Ooh.
That was fantastic.
Was that close enough?
I am
Well,
I am a
lemon
problem for baked goods. Also, my POTS is acting up today, so I've just been like eating pretzels the whole time.
Do you have any like
Oh, I'm
soy
so
sauce? You
sorry.
could just do like a shot of soy sauce.
Maybe. I'm house sitting, so I'd have to look in the
Yeah.
fridge.
Can't you just chunk some salt?
I could. And I have in the past, but I don't care for that.
Yeah.
I want to hear Rista's coffee order.
I want to know.
I
this
mean,
is
wouldn't
fucking
it just
so
be a
bad.
pumpkin spice latte with a bunch of add-ons?
You say that, but I was actually thinking like something a little more creative. So there's a drink called cloud coffee, and
Clout
you
or cloud?
cloud.
Oh,
Like
my
clouds
namesake.
in the sky. Right. So it's the basic idea is like it's ice, you fill it up with milk, then you take your espresso and a little heavy whipping cream and you actually whip it to stiff peaks and
Whip the
pour that on
espresso?
top. Yeah. You whip the espresso in with heavy whipping cream, it thickens up, and then you pour it out on top of the milk, and so it's like this cloud that sits on top, and as it like slowly deflates, it sinks into the drink. And it's like really cool presentation wise. I don't know how
I'm
good that
coming to your
tastes,
I'm
but-
coming to your cafe.
I think Rista would get that and she'd call it the St. Cloud.
The St. Cloud.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? The St. Cloud? Does that work for you?
It's her
I
last
can
name.
make a pumpkin spice version of it, to be fair. Fall is around the corner.
I mean. Truly not a coffee person. I don't get the
Unless
barista
you-
culture.
That's so fair. If like you're content
It
with
sounds
that,
like it sounds insane
okay. It is a little
and very
but-
stressful.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
I am
You
a teacher
can,
by trade. I would rather have full ratio by myself than work as a barista because it sounds scary.
Running a coffee bar solo is definitely an experience.
Oh yeah, I've been a waitress on shifts where we were short staffed, and it's a nightmare. People are yelling at you, and you feel like everything's your fault.
I spilled an entire iced chai today,
Oh,
like as I was
no.
making it, all over the counter in front of me. But I had like a queue of people behind me, and I was like, I don't have time to do it. Like this just has to sit here right now, and I had to just remake it. Around
I
it.
don't have time to have a breakdown.
I,
There are
I literally
customers.
don't have time to do this right now.
I've
That's
worked,
okay.
I've
I
worked
love
in
my job.
several positions in the hospitality industry. I've been a server, I've been a chef, I was a mixologist for 8 years. And I will say right now, I have both envied your position, pitied your position, and at one point yelled at you for your positions.
That's fair.
Like there's like
All
when I
three
was-
categories.
When I was a server, I hated chefs. I hated them because oh my god, stop yelling at me. It's not my fault. When I was a chef, I hated servers because why are you doing everything fucking wrong?
Yeah, right.
We used to have
Yeah.
a server who would come in. He would lean on the hot plate, and I'd be like, "Yeah, see where your elbow is. I'm going to put a plate there in 2 minutes, right? And these plates are hard ceramic. See if your elbow's in the way, I'm going to hit it right in the point of the elbow with the edge of the plate. I'll fucking do it. Move."
Yeah, and when the chefs make a mistake, and then the customers are yelling at you because you're the person they're interacting with.
Yeah.
It's
Although
like,
yeah,
I put the order in right. This is not my fault.
I used to tell the servers all the time, if they're complaining about the food, tell them I will get the chef. 9 times out of 10 they will go, "Oh no, you don't have to."
What if they,
They
do?
don't want the beef. They don't want the drama.
If they do, then you go to the chefs and you go, "By the way, someone has asked to speak to the chef."
The chef will come out, and the chefs aren't obligated to be nice like front of house staff are.
Yes, that's my favourite thing about it. It's like, hi, your server, they need to be nice to you because they want tips. I'm a chef. I don't get tips. I'll fucking stab you.
I
And the-
literally
and the-
have a knife.
And the thing is, it's a Saturday and we're already down 2 chefs. I'll stab you and the front of house will thank me. Anyway, thank you very much for that. I heard my stepdaughter walking around. She was sleepwalking.
Ah,
Oh,
fantastic.
I had to kind of just corral her
girly.
back into her room. She's okay, she's fine.
Good.
So sorry,
right.
Akelia, you're looking for the gardening club.
Yes, the gardening
You
club.
two don't get out of that question. I'm gonna probe you more about it later.
Yes, Branby and Eldwin have created a drink called the St. Cloud, and now it's canon.
I asked everybody what their character's coffee order would be, and I got Diaz and Rista's, so I just need Achilles and Constantine's.
I can only speak on behalf of my current favourite NPC within the campaign, and that would be T.
Who is that?
At the moment,
What
it's
thing's
like,
Randuin?
it's like a really, really close
Yeah,
toss-up
I feel
between
like-
Randuin and Malekith, but with a slight
Interesting.
lean to Malekith right now.
Really? Okay.
No,
What would
Malekith doesn't
Wispy's
like me.
coffee
You can't
order
like
be?
him.
Malekith would get a weird ass version of a London fog.
No, Malekith would
Yeah.
order tea, and if you asked him what kind of tea, he would say, tea? That's 100% Malekith.
Fair.
Randuin would tell you that he wanted like a 4-pump quadruple coating, like almond milk, soy fry, chappa latte, and then as soon as you somehow figure out how to make the thing he made up, he would go, actually, I've changed my mind, can I just get a lemonade?
Nah, I would look at him and say, Starbucks is down the street. Do you see that anywhere on our menu? It's right there behind me.
He would
It's big in bold
he would
letters.
immediately like you and then rob you, but he would still like you. Right. Anyway, so a
Jesus.
gardening club.
Anyway.
Fantastic. Akelia, there is in fact a gardening club. It is
Yeah.
meeting actually, fun enough, right now. And it is hosted, of course, by everybody's favourite, everybody's absolute. No, I'm kidding. You haven't met her yet. It's a new person.
Yay!
As you go down to the gardens, where the gardening club is held,
It's in the gardens? Wow.
I know, right? Imagine that, a gardening club being in the gardens, right? Oh god, it's above. It's so comical. You can see a group of students, all in various degrees of being buried in dirt. Some of them are like scooping out huge armfuls of dirt, making way for some kind of really big plant. Some of them are just potting about in like little plots and stuff. And in the middle of them all, there is a bright violet. Let's say humanoid being, okay?
Okay.
They have one fairly normal looking, what appears to be some kind of horny growth on one side of the head, and one which kind of curls up like a branch and spirals off at a kind of other joint angle. In the front of their head, the horn and the kind of adjacent little kind of like antler growth have like two little parts that just kind of like form almost like a little kind of like lock. She has massively long hair. It's black, and as it goes down it fades into a bright green, and it's so long and thick that she's actually got it bundled over her shoulder. She wears a dress made of equal parts like vibrant leaves, stitched with like a golden fabric around the edges to hold them in shape, and red cloth and fabric. And she's milling about, and she's got up to people and she's been like, "Now, darling, remember when you're planting it, you have to plant it into the nice. It's kind of like loamy soil that you want. You want it to be like like moist, but not like dripping wet. Like you want it to be quite comfortable for the seeds, because the seeds have feelings, darling. And let me ask you, if I was to put you down and I was to waterboard you wouldn't like it, would you? No, you wouldn't. So why would the seeds like it? Okay?" And she kind of like, and like she almost treats it like she's putting the seed into bed, like tucking it in. And she sees you coming, she's like, "Well, hello, how are you? Are you coming to join our little club?"
Yes.
Fantastic. How experienced with plants are you?
I'll cast Druidcraft in my hand, and a little flower will appear.
So you do that, and she's like, oh, and she kind of like takes the wee flower and puts it on the ground, and then she kind of does this to your hand. And she's like, over here we call that cheating, darling. Alright, we're going to teach you how to grow plants, not to tinkle your fingers and make them sprout.
I know how to do it. I did that with my mom's.
Fantastic. I love it. I truly do. Also good to see another Hexblood. Not enough of us around here, darling.
I thought I was the only one. I'm so happy I'm not the only one.
No, there's 3 others here.
Okay. That's wonderful. I was just
I'll
like,
be sure to
no
introduce you next time I'm around, darling, alright? Okay,
Thank you.
So you're already well versed in how to use, like, gardening tools and such.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, Gardening Club is open to anybody. This is a little community patch, and you can grow anything you want in here, as long as there are 3 rules that are followed. Number 1, you don't grow anything poisonous. If I see any belladonna, or if I see anything like that cropping up around here, I will be coming for people's hands, alright? And I'll go for the thorns first, especially the green ones. Number 2, if you're planting mandrakes, it's up to you to ensure everybody has ear protection in order to keep them from, dropping dead of unfortunate scream-induced trauma. And number 3, snapdragons are a lovely plant. Unfortunately, there are too many missing fingers to justify being able to plant them. So I will not be allowing people to plant snapdragons in our community patch.
Understood.
Fantastic, darling. Well, welcome to the Gardening Club. I'm so happy that you're here.
And what was your name again?
Oh, sorry about that. Well, as we're outside of classroom, you can call me Tilly. Inside the classroom, you will call me Professor Primrose.
Achillia.
Achillia, I love that name. Is that, am I spotting a little botanical Easter egg in that name there, am I?
I mean, that's all of our names at home.
Much like myself then. Family name Primrose, obviously. Florists and botanists extraordinaires we are. Well, Achillia, you be sure and get yourself acquainted and mingle, talk to some of your new colleagues and new peers.
Great, I will, thank you.
You are most welcome, yeah. And she kind of like toddles off, and she does that kind of walk like, like teachers that are like, they walk like this, and their hands are always up here, and she kind of walks like that. Not like out like this, where it's like the bimbo thing, like not like that, but hands are always here.
Yeah.
Hands are always here, as if she's looking always ready to be like, involved in something.
Achilles can just take out some seeds from like the pouch at her side and go plant them in like a little spot in the plot.
Do you have an idea for which plant you're planting, or would you like
Yarrow.
me to? Yarrow. Oh, there's actually rules for that. There's rules for this. Hold on a moment. Let me fetch the herbarium.
Consulting the book.
Like, what seeds would Achillia actively have in the pouch? Yarrow. Obviously.
What's so special about Yara?
Achillia's name, her full name, is the scientific name for yarrow.
Oh.
Okay. Whenever I tell people I'm obsessed with third-party things and they go, it can't be that bad, anytime they mention anything, I'm like, wait, I have a book for this! Yarrow. Oh, it would actually help if I had my glasses on. Apparently that can be of some use. Yarrow. Where's the Yarrow? Yarrow! Yay! Okay, cool. So, roll me a nature check.
Let's see how it goes. Let's roll with one of the plant dice. Ooh, okay. That is a 14.
On a 14, with your, varying degrees of expertise in different plants, that yarrow, quite a common plant, is very, very useful for healing and for utility. So you look around, you find a patch quite close to the woodland area, which is one of the ideal places for yarrow to grow. and you plant it in quite a shady area because that is why that's where yarrow is most commonly found. And as you put it in the ground, you grab, there's a nearby watering can, and you pour on just enough water that you know that, yep, that should see it at least for the next couple of days. Yarrow does not need quite a lot of watering. As you tend to this little patch, this yarrow now falls under your responsibilities. I will be taking note of times between waterings. If the plant dies,
I will cry. Achilles will cry.
but yeah, so you spend the time planting like a little kind of like, you know, a little kind of like area of yarrow.
Yeah.
Is there a particular reason Achilles chose yarrow? Is it for any particular purpose you intend to use it, or?
I think it's just Achilles' favorite plant. She knows how useful it is, and also she knows that it's her namesake, so she just likes being around it and growing it and having it.
Alrighty. So you spend a fair wee bit of time, you know, tending and making sure it's put in place, and it's done in a correct manner, because it's not as simple as just digging a hole, throw it in, cover it up. Like, you know, you prepare the soil, you till it up, you make sure that it is ready for this lovely new addition that's coming into it. And then once it's done, you've got roll me a d8. Roll me a d8. Let's see how many you get done. Roll me a d8. And wait, before you say anything, what is your nature modifier?
My nature modifier is a +4.
Okay, whatever you rolled on the d8, add 4.
Alright, so that's 7.
You managed to get 7 patches of 7 seeds, yarrow seeds planted within the space of like an hour or so. At which point, there's going to be this little kind of like bell that sounds from Professor Primrose's hand. She's like, "Okay, everybody, make sure you pack up all of your gear, put everything back where it's supposed to go, and well, I will see you all tomorrow. Remember, everybody, that if you're going to be here, you've got access to the community patch any time you're free, but anything you use, you put it back. Alright, everybody? Everybody is very much aware of that now. Alright, well, everybody, I'll see you all tomorrow. Or maybe I won't. It's fairly free form here. Do as you wish." There you go, Achilles. Is there anything else you would like to do with your time, Achilles?
I think Achilles is just gonna kind of wander around, exploring, just kind of like getting in her head where everything is, and then we'll probably like head back to her dorm and make dinner there instead of going to the canteen.
Okay. You take a wand, get a bit of familiar bearings with the place. You're able to kind of note, you're able to kind of chart a few pathways from the ground floor back to the main hall area where it has all of the portals around the edge. And I think that's a good place to take a little 15-minute break. We're running a wee bit behind, but that's fine. That's okay. We're all good. But we'll take our wee 15-minute break there. Alright, guys. Don't go anywhere, folks, and we'll find out what this party decides to do when it comes to the night time, when the curfew is in effect. Don't go anywhere, folks. We will see you in 15 minutes.
very important secret that must only be kept between us.
Right, put the dead wolf on top of it, right?
Yeah.
So nobody would
Yeah.
find it?
Exactly.
So
Perfect.
I know that you started talking and you said something there, and then but I didn't actually, for some reason it wouldn't unmute. But however, I will say it did unmute right at the moment where you went, and that's the secret, right? And we don't tell anybody. So people saw your
Close
mouth.
enough.
So people saw your mouth moving, and then just. And so that's the secret, and we don't tell anybody, right?
That's close enough. That's perfect.
I was like,
Honestly,
wait,
so
wait to
good.
fail successfully.
Always fall forward.
Hi there, guys. Welcome back to part 2 of our
Yay.
little session.
Woo!
When we left off, we were going into curfew.
Dun, dun,
I
dun.
don't know if you can tell by the music, but I'm about to ask people if they're going to break some rules.
You know, it's nice because the audience will get the scary music, but we're just
Sitting
chilling.
here.
We're just
It's
vibing.
not scary music. It's
We're
like,
completely calm.
It's like it's like kind of like, you know, Mission Impossible, like, you know, it's very super sleuth. It's actually called. It's the music that I'm using is actually called Thieves Guild.
Yeah. It's kind of a mix of
Very roguish.
foreboding and also kind of
Wait,
serving at the same time, you know?
Hmm.
Foreboding in a sleigh way? Does that make sense?
For some reason, yes.
Foreboding in a sleigh way.
Gonna go to the quote list.
It's going in the quotes. Okay, so who am I going to go first? I'm going to go to. Well, first off, I guess I'll ask. Is anybody going to break the rules and try and sneak out after curfew?
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, so we've got Achillia, we've got Rista. Constantine, you sneaking out?
No, I'm checking out a book from the library, staying home and reading.
Any particular
boy.
type of book you're looking for?
Hmm. Probably. Yeah, probably just books on magical combat, because that's not something he's familiar with, but it's something we have.
Okay.
To push himself to not be overly antisocial. We have like a common room in our dorm, right?
You do
Yeah.
indeed, yes.
I'll be sitting in the common room because Abandon yelled at me for trying to hide in my room all day.
Bandit did yell at you for that. And he's going to be. You can feel him lurking in the back of your mind, just waiting for you to try to not be social. Okay, so you're going to stay in. Achillia, you're sneaking out.
Yes.
Okay,
But I'm going to be wild shaped while I'm doing it.
Eldon's going to be sneaking out. Rista's going to be sneaking out, and Dia, are you going to sneak out after curfew?
I think Gia's gonna stay in the common room.
Okay, so you're going to obey the rules. Okay, I like it. I like it. So you guys hang about in the common rooms. You do your thing. You talk to your dorm mates.
Achillia is their doormate.
Achillia is choosing.
But my other doormate is Constantine.
You're hanging out with
And
3
then
out
there's
of 4
also
of your dorm
Randuin and
mates.
Malak. God.
Achillia is going to try and break the rules. So Achillia, what are you wild shaping into?
I'm gonna wild shape into I'm gonna wild shape into a spider. Just like a little tiny house spider.
Oh, that would team.
Shouldn't you just transform into like a fly so that you can get around faster?
I can't fly yet.
Oh.
I can't
forget the
fly until I'm 8th level.
So you wild shape into Spooder and Spooder Claw.
Yeah. I'm just exploring, and I'll be back when it's been an hour. I'm probably not getting very far.
Okay, so
You make it an hour, you get just down the hallway.
Yeah.
so is there a place in particular that you're going?
I think I want to just try to see if I can figure out whose dorms are in the same area as ours.
Okay.
And, like, just find out all of that.
So as you poke your head out, make me a perception check. Remember, as you are wild shaped, you will use your own mental stats, but a spider's physical stats.
Which means my own perception.
Which means if you accidentally get stood on, you pop into existence.
Yep. That is a 6 plus 13, 19.
19, okay. So you pop out and you kind of like take a wee look around to kind of some of the dorms here. And as you take a wee look around, one of the doors is going to open.
Who is it?
And you're going to see two cloaked figures. Hoods up, step out, look side to side, and then go, 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 go. And they start to make their way down the corridor.
I'm going to see if I can crawl onto one of them. I'm now curious.
Make me a dexterity. Make me. Oh no! Wait, no. Make me an acrobatics check.
God, let me pull up the spider's stats. I didn't think I'd be doing that sneaking. I thought I'd just be walking around.
I didn't know I'd be sleuthing. I'm just walking around.
Yep. Okay. Lovely. An acrobatics check. Okay. That is a 17.
17 on a 17. As they billow down, you can see the hem of one of their cloaks coming towards you, and you're able to lift up your little spider legs and hook onto it.
I'm just along for the ride now.
I don't know what you had planned, but your plans have gone awry as you're now hitching a ride with them.
Yup.
Okay.
Well.
They head down towards the greenhouse. You can recognise the community garden patch, and there's a group of about 15, 16 other students there as they arrive.
Interesting. I'm just gonna stay a spider, and then when I feel it going, I'm gonna go into a corner and re-wild shape into a spider again.
Yeah, doesn't it only last like an hour?
Yup.
Oh no.
Eldwin. You're breaking the rules, aren't you?
Potentially. That's actually going to depend on the DM I just sent you and what the answer to that is.
I love secret DMs.
It's just an out of curiosity thing. I
think, for the shits and giggles, a message comes to you, Eldwin. Okay? Something you'll have been made aware of is that for this particular thing, there's a professor who will handle you. Okay?
Sure.
And you're going to receive a message. It's going to be like an envelope that just appears in your room on your desk, written in a pretty scrawly, scratchy handwriting, telling you to meet in the main hall.
Eldwin will call Randuin out of his idle state and set him on the bed and say, "Watch over the place for the night. You know the drill."
Alright. You gonna be okay?
I certainly hope so. It has to happen eventually.
In a show of very, very rare emotion, he will kind of like nudge his head up against you.
Well, you're being sweet tonight.
Well, you might die. Gotta be nice.
I won't die, probably.
I don't know. I've seen you choke on a fishbone.
Alright, see ya. Eldon will make his way to the main hall with the envelope in hand. He will not try to hide his presence.
You get to the main hall. And standing in the main hall is Professor Campbell, the magizoology teacher. He's going to look you up and down and say, "Is this your first time?"
No.
Okay. So you're prepared.
More or less.
Well, I'm going to teach you some tricks. Tricks that will make it a bit easier for you. He's going to take out a knapsack and open it. He's going to reach in and pull out a string. And as he lifts the string up and up and up, he reveals a string tied to a skinned and gutted rabbit. He's like, "We're going to take Flopsy here for a walk."
Fantastic.
Well, come on. Forest doesn't wait for anybody.
Eldwin will shake off his overcoat, hang it on the coat hanger in the main hall, and follow.
You make your way to the edge of the forest. Professor Campbell stops at the edge and goes, "We make our way about a mile in. After about a mile, another mile forward is a cabin, but we don't go there yet. We walk the rabbit in a circle, keeping a good mile's breadth away from the cabin. Once we've completed the circle, then we go to the cabin." Can you understand why?
The scent keeps me in the same place.
It'll keep you wandering in a circle.
I love having the wits of an animal.
And he'll start walking. Drops the rabbit on the ground and starts to drag it.
I don't want to seem ungrateful. Thank you.
Not everybody's born with this.
It's not easy being cursed either.
It's only a curse as long as you see it as one.
Maybe you can teach me another way to see it, but for now,
And that's my entire job, is it not?
well
Look,
then I'll take my job as a student seriously.
Look, I'm not going to paint the bullshit for you. So many people are going to tell you to make the best of the situation, do what's best for you. No. There's no way really for anybody to understand what this is. I can't even understand it. I was born this way. That's just the fact of the matter. You weren't. You get thrust head first into this life and now you have to go through hellfire and brimstone. But I reckon I teach you what I know. And maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to make something with this. There are benefits to it. Good benefits. If you're just willing to embrace it. Just a little bit. Instead of fighting so desperately to hold on to this, and he gestures to you, he goes, try extending a hand to it. Or don't. What do I know? I'm just a guy with a rabbit on a string.
Most of our kind don't make it to your age. They get picked off first. I'm pretty sure I should be listening to you.
Most of our kind don't have a pack looking out for them. You do. Anyway, he's going to look up to the sky where you can just see the corpse of a full moon poking out from behind a cloud. He's going to go, "It'll be happening soon." And trust me when I say, it's not a good idea for a werewolf to be roaming around this close to the forest border. Let's go.
By your leave then, Professor.
And he will take you on that wandering route a mile in with a mile circle's breadth around the cabin. As it's a full moon, you will be forced into a change. For the first time, as you make your way around this and you head back to the cabin, Professor Campbell explained to you, he's set out a bag for you, and it's like getting ahead of the change makes all the difference. He's going to gesture to a room in the back and he's going to say, "You'll change in there. Don't worry about the doors, they'll be replaced every single month. When you're in there, if you've got any clothes you don't want destroyed, remove them."
I ditched the code already.
Okay. Then here's a trick I will always tell you. Second bag. Clean clothes makes all the difference.
Smart trick.
Most of it's just about being prepared. And he's going to say, "I took the liberty of packing you one." And he holds out the bag. It's just easy clothes.
Eldwin takes it and says, "Thank you. Might want to clear out." It's starting.
I know. I can feel it. I'll see you on the other side.
Yep. Cheers to that.
And he will step into another room, close the door. Let me just grab the book.
Secrets.
Am
So
I just
many
dumb?
secrets.
Was this obvious?
What are you talking about?
Was this obvious?
I don't know. He did have a whole thing with sensitivity to smells in the alchemy room, and
I'm not jumping to a werewolf from that.
star sign of the wolf, but obvious? I don't know about that.
I hate this.
So this is using the lycanthrope transformation rules from Grimhollow. Fantastic rules for lycanthropy, by the way. There's also rules for vampires in here, by the way. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But we're not going to look at that just now, because we're going to be looking at lycanthropes.
Have all of that right here.
Okay, so here's how it goes. When a lycanthrope shape changes, they will always change during a full moon. During this, if they are in the light of the full moon, they will always fail their wisdom saving throw, which means that the wolf will take control. During this time, they must move towards the closest non-player creature they can see, smell, or hear, prioritizing helpless creatures. Helpless creatures are creatures that are affected by status conditions, blinded, deafened, unconscious,
Paralyzed,
prone,
especially
that
frightened.
kind of thing. Especially frightened. They must prioritize them. If you end your movement speed and no non-player creatures within 5 feet of you, then you must use your action to dash.
Yep.
So, you're going to automatically fail this saving throw.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But what I would like you to do is to remind you, transformation into a werewolf is not easy.
Oh no, it's painful, grueling.
I'm going to
curse-like.
I'm going to quote you a monologue from my favourite British TV programme called Being Human. There was an American version of it. It was not good.
Noted.
To put in perspective of this is you've seen The Hobbit.
Oh, of course.
You know the guy that plays Keeley? You know, the only dwarf that doesn't have a beard.
Yeah, the most attractive one.
He plays a vampire in it whose best friend is a werewolf. And he delivers this monologue in his natural Irish accent. And it details what it is to be a werewolf and the change. And it goes like this. He should be dead within 30 seconds. The werewolf heart is 2/3 the size of a human's. But in order for it to shrink, first it has to stop. So basically he has a heart attack. All of the other organs are smaller too. So while he's having his heart attack, he's having liver and kidney failure. By now the body should be funneling with endorphins. The pituitary gland should be fueling his body to ease the pain. But that's shut down too. Any normal person would have died of shock long ago, but this keeps him awake and alive all the way through this, and that's what I find most amazing. This curse drags him through hellfire and brimstone, and not only that, keeps him alive and conscious to the entire thing. And that's why I know that this is no mere evolution, that this is no mere accident. This is the thumbprint of an angry god, a foul, demonic curse that spreads between tooth and claw. Victim begets victim begets victim. It's so cruel. It's perfect.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's why I hate Aurora, by the way. Vampire.
Natural enemies.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Have to play into that.
I hear it and I love it.
Yeah.
So, Eldwin.
Mm-hmm.
Describe to us the process of your transformation.
It's really horrible. Eldwin has PTSD, man. He's got...
He's a little messed
problems.
up. I'm a little messed up.
No, so, the type of pain is something so excruciating that it only equates to one other moment in his life, and that is the moment that he got his powers. And so he's almost having, like, PTSD flashbacks of, like, being exposed to the void of the Far Realms, while simultaneously, like, experiencing his bones shifting, cracking, breaking, and moving themselves, you know, nails falling out and being replaced by thick claws growing out of them, you know. Just, like, the whole grueling process as he, you know, the white of his hair slowly spreads down across the rest of his body into this shiny white coating of fur. His eyes remain the same, piercing, clearly not normal blue eyes that he has. I don't think there's many other features he would retain of himself other than those things, though. The eyes, the color of the fur, maybe just a sign that he is touched by magic in some way. But while in werewolf form at this level, I can't do anything with my magic, so... yeah.
Okay.
Really not great, though, and it takes him a while to regain any kind of sense of self when the process is over for a multitude of reasons.
Okay.
May I ask, does he transform into a wolf or like a wolf
It
man?
is. It's so this isn't the hybrid form. This is the wolf form. So there's two forms
Like a
that they can
dire
kind
wolf.
of. Yeah, this is much more like a dire wolf. Yeah.
To be a bit more specific on it, I have the book. And I can give a bit more information on it. Once I find the like and probe again. Here we are. Okay, so there are so the initial form that he has is called a hybrid transformation. You become a
It is a hybrid. Okay.
I think so.
Never
I'm just
mind.
about checking that now. Half beast, half sentient. He will be forced into this change for a number of times, a number of hours equal to his con modifier. So what's your con modifier?
I think it's actually pretty decent. Hold on. Constitution modifier. Oh well, +2. So 2 hours.
So you're forced into this change for at least 2 hours. And it ends early if you are knocked unconscious or reduced to 0 hit points.
Fail me.
Now, in Lust for the Hunt, this is the point where I said to you that you will always fail the saving throw that's needed to gain control if you're in the light of the full moon, which you are. And it is your hybrid form that you transform into at this point. You do eventually get what's called a kindred form, where you take on the animal aspect of your lycanthropic nature, where you can take the form of a ferocious direwolf. But that's a level 2 feature.
We'll get there.
For this one, your hybrid form.
Okay, just kidding. He's kind of ugly. He's kind of like frothing at the mouth and shit.
Hold on, is it like a Harry Potter werewolf?
I actually have a visual reference that I sent to Bran. Let me dig that out. I can send it in chat if you would like. Here we go. Game images. It would be like that. Not attractive.
like Van Helsing werewolf.
Yeah, a little more that direction. He's got a very gothic feel to him. He has to maintain that. Yeah.
Okay, I like it. I really like it. Okay. At the point that you shift, you're not in control. And as the DM famously loves to say, I will take it from here.
Yeah. Good night. See you all in the morning. Enjoy the rest of your evenings.
So with that, Rista, do you want to follow the rules or are you going to sneak out?
I'm going to that meeting, baby.
Alright then.
I'll probably wait for Aurora. If Aurora went back to her room, she's my next door neighbor, so I'll just wait for her.
I believe you also share a dorm with her, Lucian, and Malekith.
No, Malekith
Malekith isn't you.
My roommates are Lucian, Aurora,
and
Cedric, and Sarah.
Yeah, Malekith is with
Malekith's with you
Dia,
guys.
Achillea,
I always get
Constantine.
the tieflings mixed up. It's always Cedric and Malekith I mix up, which is really weird considering Malekith looks nothing like Cedric, because Cedric looks like Nightcrawler. But anyway. So you wait around and then eventually there's a very, very soft knock.
I open.
And you'll see Aurora with a cloak and she's holding one bundled up in her arms and she says, Lucian has already gone to get the other one. Are you ready?
Is that for me?
Yes, stays here. Okay. Stay close. Do not get caught.
Okay.
And
I follow her.
you will follow her. Okay. So as you guys are making your way, she's going to stop. She's going to like stop, put her hand out to you, and then she's going to swirl her hand like this, and she's going to cast a spell. Just a small spell, nothing major.
Yeah.
As she does that, you see her ring spark and then suddenly go very dull as she casts Pass Without Trace. She's going to say, "It is now easier for us to stay within the shadows." And she continues moving off. So you have a +10 to all stealth checks that you make,
Amazing.
which is great because I'm going to need you to make a stealth check.
Oh, it was almost a 19. That is a 14.
14. What did you roll?
I rolled a 3.
+10 is 13 +1 for stealth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 14. Perception check. Nat 1. You come across one of the prefects, a 4th-year student, with a lamp, walking around the corridors. They notice nothing. They keep moving on. You sneak your way past. You get into the grounds. On your way to the greenhouse, you can see other students moving around in cloaks, tiptoeing their way across. You can see the telltale flash of white hair that you recognise as Lucian's hair, as he's standing talking to... You can just make out the bottom of the brass glasses that Malekith wears, standing at the greenhouse.
Everyone's cloaks are up.
Everybody's got cloaks, hoods up. When you guys arrive, Aurora's going to look over towards a fairly tall student who's looking around, kind of doing like a head count, and she's going to kind of take a brief look around as well and then nod to them. He will nod back and then he'll give a whistle to get everybody's attention. As everybody looks, he goes, gestures towards the forest, and they all start to make their way inside. Achillia,
Well,
You're
fuck.
you're taken to a greenhouse. At this greenhouse, you can see a large collection of students wearing these cloaks. It's at this point that you realise that you are attached to Malekith's cloak. And what started as a lovely little excursion out in the nighttime sky for you turns into terror as everybody turns and starts making their way towards that forest that you're not supposed to go into.
Does she see me?
I look around. Do I see anyone else?
Because I'm sure I'm not
Constantine.
that far.
Sorry, small. You said Malekith was with them, right?
Yeah.
We see Malekith leave his room.
That's a question, isn't it?
I was gonna say, because Constantine, you would have seen Achillia like turn into a spider then leave.
Well, depending on if you like left your room as
Yeah, you guys were in the common space.
Achillia did that in the common space and then left.
Oh,
No, but Malekith would also need to pass through the common space, unless he just didn't go back to his dorm.
we don't have to jump to us. I know we're in the. I'm just curious if that's something we saw or not.
What you say is a very, very valid point. If Malekith went back to his dorm.
Fair point.
start to make your way into the forest.
I'm gonna just stay. I'm staying on him
Okay.
until I feel the wild shapes start to fade. I am staying right here.
That's so funny.
You're staying behind?
I'm staying on Malekith until I feel the wild shapes start to fade.
Oh no! What if you get trapped out there?
Then it's going to be fun. Then maybe I run into werewolf and Eldwin or something.
Oh my god! I love how on the first night, everyone's going to the Forbidden Forest.
Except for, can I just say, except for Dia and Constantine, who are behaving themselves. They're doing the good thing.
Bran, you love this. You know you love this. You know you love this.
Gold stars for them. Gold stars for them. They're going to get all the rewards for being good students. You guys are going to get all the stinky detentions.
That's
If we get-
what is one detention in the grand scheme of things when unfolding a mystery?
I don't know. How much do you want to be cleaning out the dung of a dragon?
Honestly,
I'd
that
rather
sounds
not.
kind of interesting.
It would be
From,
Marissa's
like,
worst day of her life.
From a druid perspective, that actually sounds very like interesting and like learning.
Anyway. After about half an hour of movement, going into the forest, you stop at a clearing. In the centre of the clearing, there's a large pyre that has been built. And 3 people are going to step out of the crowd and gesture to the pyre, and they're going to shoot firebolt. And the pyre goes up. And as this pyre goes up, somebody is standing on the pyre. As it starts to burn, the flames rising. And they take from their hand, they take from inside their cloak, this bottle. And they take from their side, they draw this short sword. A long, cruel, curved, almost ceremonial looking blade. And they raise their arms out and they say, "We bid thank you to the dark forces that has brought everyone together. And in the name of those dark forces," and they put the blade on the edge of their arm, and they run it along as quick as they can and shoot the cork out the bottle and spray all over the people below this sweet, fragrant tasting liquid. And then they pull down their hood, and it's just like a third year who's just like, "We party." And suddenly second, third, first years all start kind of coming out of the woodwork, and it's just a rager party in the middle of the forest.
This wasn't the society.
A chance
I legit
You
wrote
red
in my
herring.
notes, it's a party, not a cult. Okay, we're good.
Except that they're all dancing and you're on a cloak right now.
I mean, my wild shape's gonna wear off any minute now. I'm just gonna be here and I'm just gonna gaslight everyone.
At this point, all the cloaks are getting removed, and people are just like, "Hey, welcome! Woo! First years! Woo! 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 You've been invited. You're the creme de la creme! Woo! Woo! Woo!" And the party is going off. Everybody is having such fun. Aurora's going to turn to you, Rista, and be like, "Admit it, I had you going for a little bit."
Did say that it was this a party.
Yeah, but I couldn't tell you, otherwise it would have been, ruining the fun.
It would ruin the surprise.
Exactly. This gives you a chance to mingle, meet the other students, and well, find out who your next target is, I suppose. Things get boring if you don't have a nemesis.
I mean, I'm just saying it's hard to remove my target when it's already been there for years.
At this point, a Goliath kid from like second year is going to stagger over. He's somehow masterfully holding like 6 strings. And he's like, and he just starts rabbling in giant. It's been handy, been hiding skill gag. And just hands you 2 cups and is like, yes, skill! And just marches away.
Rista starts drinking. She hands the other one to Aurora.
Rista, what is your constitution modifier?
My modifier is +1.
+1. You take 1 drink. It's quite a strong drink. It tastes like a beer. Like a fairly tough beer, but you do manage. You take a drink of it. Are you chugging this down, or because Aurora is directly chugging, like she is going down?
I'm doing what Aurora's doing. I'll chug it.
Okay, cool. Chug, chug, chug. Down it goes, and Aurora like throws the tankard like just off into it. Just chucks it.
I chuck it into the pyre.
You chuck it into the pyre. When there's a slight kind of like pop of flames. Achillia, at this point, after a half an hour, your wild shape can drop.
Oh yeah, I'll try to be as inconspicuous as possible. Like find this little spot. Like I've been here this entire time.
There's like a first year that as you kind of pop into existence, they're just kind of like, ah! But they just kind of like put it to the drink and they just like they keep going, but they just go back to the drinking. Achillia, it's like a full blown party, music pounding everywhere. There's like bards who have like just started like it's like people are just coming over and just like cool, I'll play this and just start playing away. A full bardic chorus is going on. It's a regular pagan party in the woods. Achillia, what would you like to do?
Achillia will get a drink and then we'll just kind of like vibe and bounce between as many different groups as possible.
Do you drink the drink?
One and very slowly throughout, like just the one through the entire
nursing
party.
it.
What is your constitution modifier, please?
+2.
+2, okay. You are fine. If you're just nursing that one drink, that's absolutely cool. However, I do need to say there is a strange cauldron here. The cauldron has a rope in front of it, like one of those like red felt ropes, and 2 Goliaths standing guard.
What's this? I mean, I'll ask, what is this?
There's a halfling standing in front of it with a sign, and it says, "Take a glass, 50 silver per... No, sorry, 5 silver per glass."
Oh, that's like some jungle juice nonsense.
Maybe next. I will remember this one for next time. Don't know enough people here to do that one yet. That's for advanced Achillia.
Okay, so Achillia, you're going to stay away from the cauldron then, yeah? You see somebody walk up to the cauldron and like pay 5 cents, they dip in, and what they pull is this like bright purple liquid, and they drink it, and they're like, oh, and they drink it down it, throw the glass away, and like they just charge off into the party, arms in the air, like dancing about to the music. Rista, as you're here again wandering around and such, you've drank 1 drink. Are you going to grab another?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Rista goes so hard.
You grab another one. There's a table of a wide assortment. There's tall like highball glasses, thick wooden steins, small very delicate coupettes, and little gin goblets. Or as you approach the area where refreshments are, you can see the cauldron at the end.
Yeah, I'm going to that cauldron.
You go to the cauldron. You approach it, and this little halfling looks up at you, and he goes, "All right, there, how you doing?
Hi.
Do you want to take a dip in the pot of gold?"
Oh, please.
All right, 5 silver pieces, and I need you to verbally swear to me that I can't be held responsible for anything that happens.
I turn and make eye contact with Aurora.
Aurora's just going to look at you and go, "Well, if you do it, I will do it."
Will I hold you to that?
You have my word.
Rista, I don't know if she believes it or not, but she gives the guy the money.
Okay, he takes 5 silver and he hands you a cup and he says, "Good luck, and may the odds be ever in your favour." And he does the same thing to Aurora. Rista, can you roll me a D100, please?
Yes, I can.
had a feeling.
Big money, big money. It's a 52.
52. Oh, I think I know this one, actually.
And another one of Brand's many tables.
I get a wish. I grow wings.
You dip it in this liquid.
I cast fireball.
As you dip this cup in, the liquid is a brackish brown. It looks like mud made. It looks like muddy water with chunks floating in it. And you dip the cup in. As you pull it out, the colour in your glass is clear, perfectly clear.
I take a sip of it first.
Take a little sip. It's nice. It's kind of citrusy. It's got a very earthy feel to it as well. If anything, it tastes a bit like a gin, but a very botanical based gin. And it's good. It's just light enough, just bubbly enough that it's actually quite refreshing.
I take a bigger sip of it.
You take a bigger
And
sip.
I start really drinking it.
Okay, and as you start drinking it, well, one, I will need a con save from you this time. It's nothing to do with the drink. Okay? The drink does give you a temporary +2 to your strength score and a +1 to acrobatics and a +5 against all intimidation checks. As you have drank the Heart of the Halls, a drink distilled from yellow mould that grows inside the alehouses of dwarven taverns. The con save is for something else. I do need a con save from you.
Sorry, +2 to strength.
It's temporary. As soon as you rest, that goes away.
Okay.
As soon as you take
Only
a
if it's
short or
relevant.
long rest.
Con save.
What'd you get?
5.
A 5.
Oh no.
Okay, so that is not going to be enough. Rista, at this point, you have proven that you are a lightweight. As your con modifier is 1, you get 1 drink before you then have to start making con saving throws. The DC scales +1 every drink you drink, starting at base DC 10. Unfortunately, you drank 1 drink, then you drank your second alcoholic beverage, and you probably kick around for about another hour, enjoying the place, and then just out.
I pass out. No!
Does Achilles see Rista pass out?
Rista most definitely sees. To reiterate, Rista is never alone. Okay, Aurora is with her at all times, and when you start to pass out, you can see Aurora speaking to her brother, being like, "You need to help me. We need to take her, but we need to take her home. Okay, she's done. We need to take her home." Achilles, you can see her. Achilles, your modifier is a +2. You've only had 1 drink, and you said you're nursing it, so you have no need to make saving throws at this point. But you can see, yeah, they're arranging to take Rista home. Rista has had an hour of fun and needs to go home.
Achilles will just go up to the two of them. If you want me to help her with that, if either of you want to stay, I can do that. That's fine. I'm a lot stronger than I look.
Aurora's looking like, "Oh, no, darling, I don't doubt it, but Rista is my guest. I brought her. I would like to make sure she gets home okay." And Lucian's like, "I don't really know her. No, my sister. She told me to take her home. I'm taking her home."
Alright, just figured I'd ask since she's also my
I don't want
friend and some of y'all
I'm
are
just fine.
having fun.
Aurora's just going to grab your face rest and be like, "Sweetie, honey, darling, you have had so much fun. It's been so much fun to dance with you."
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I promise.
It's okay.
I promise.
Every first year falls victim to the pot of gold. It is a usual trick.
What?
Everyone does it. The pot of gold.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Also, I forgot to roll what happens to Aurora. Oh, that's a 10. What does Aurora get?
Turned into a tree.
No, so Aurora drinks this kind of like brackish blue and black liquid. She now has the annoying aftertaste constantly of fish.
Oh,
On her.
Oh.
Specifically, it says the lingering taste of rotten brackish seafood remains on the palate for a few hours. They're not all good, guys. They're not all good. One of them turns you into a beholder.
Ooh, that's a fun one.
Wait, what did it do to me? It just gave me a couple boosts to my modifier?
You got one of the good ones. You got one of the ones like, yeah, I drank this and now suddenly I feel like I'm God. That's what you got.
There is one that turns you into a tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
That happened in Pirates.
There's one that turns you into a tree. There is one that there's one that just straight up kills you.
Damn.
What if I died?
Does anybody just die?
What if I died?
Just drop dead? Do they have to revivify to slap? They'd be like, no, we're partying all night, babe. Awful.
There's one that just makes you telepathic, but you can't control whose mind you read.
Ooh.
Oh, so it's
you just
just
start
like
hearing voices.
it's like
in
a
your head.
mind reading radius.
Yeah, you just start hearing voices in your head. But anyway, so Achillia, you'll go over and you offer to help take Rista home.
Yeah.
So Achillia, Rista, Lucian, and Aurora, you guys begin the journey through the forest, through the woods.
Who has fish?
I think at this point everyone realizes Achillia doesn't have a cloak on their way back in.
Aurora, as you guys are just like, so who invited you?
You know, that's a really good question. I didn't catch their name. Honestly, I didn't catch their name, and they just said there was something going on.
Achillia, it's you!
Yeah, it's me, Rista. You good?
I love your antlers. They're so pretty.
You want to touch the antlers?
Would you? Would you let me?
I'll let you.
I think Rista just reaches out and misses it.
It's like, both of you, hold
Achillia
still.
just takes her hand and just puts it on the antler. It feels like wood.
Oh my
It does not feel like an antler. It feels like wood.
It's like a big tiara. You're like a princess.
You look like the 4th of July. Okay.
Princess. Not
I think
sure.
I think we're going to leave it with you guys at the edge of the forest, getting back to the castle and getting everybody back to their dorms nice and safe. And that's where we'll leave the session. But I'm going to give you a cutscene, obviously.
Woo!
Towards the end of the party, people start to make their way back. Some people manage to find the friends and the ones who they came with, and some of them don't. I've already rolled the D100, and as you guys have only met a handful of them, whether fortunately or unfortunately, this is a student you have not met. But their name was Marty. They were a dwarf.
Were?
I don't like the past tense here.
I know.
And we see them wandering through, and they've cast a light cantrip, and they're kind of, staggering happily. Dee-dee-dee-dum. And behind them, you hear the sound of something crossing behind them. And they turn, and they continue on their path. And again, you hear the sound of something snap and break as they move past. At this point, Marty starts to get a little bit worried. A little bit kind of like, oh, okay, we know there's things in here, but we were told this path was safe. And he starts to move a bit more hurriedly. Because he's moving hurriedly, he hasn't really paid attention to the path. And the last thought that crosses Marty's mind is he doesn't remember there being a cabin when he was coming out along this pathway.
Oh.
Some huge shape looms behind him, and a growl is the last thing he hears. And that's where we're going to finish today's session. thank you very much for everybody that came to see us today. Thank you so much for all my players for coming along. Gods, I've missed all of you. I hope you enjoyed the session today, and I hope that you guys and I hope that you will join us for the next session. Now, quick bit of housekeeping again to remind everybody, Dragon Age, I'm still looking for players. I'll be looking for players till the end of the month. Jump to our Twitter page, the pinned post, you will see that there is this lovely Dragon Age banner. You click on that, you fill out the form, and you can apply to be a player on our next TTRPG campaign, which is a Dragon Age campaign. I don't have any other housekeeping except that. Except I would love for you to come and join us again next Sunday, where we find out if poor Marty did in fact make it, or if I was speaking in past tense for a reason. But anyway, I'm going to pass over my other players and let them plug anything they might want to plug. I think we're going to give Charlie the chance to kind of get himself together. Gina, is there anything you would like to plug at all?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment for the lovely Gina Donahue. Thank you very much, Gina. What about yourself, Ems? Anything that you would like to plug at all?
Just my TikTok. It's I choose no, and I do a lot of really dumb stuff there.
Dumb stuff is sometimes the best stuff, but thank you very much. From the amazing I Choose No there, thank you very much, Ems. Moving on to the lovely Ren. Is there anything that you would like to plug at all, Ren?
If you want to see me play an anxious mess instead of a nosy, mysterious person, head on over to Dice Versus Studios, where you'll catch us. We did that last week. You'll find us in the aftermath of killing one of our players' ex-fiancés in game.
Nice.
That will be fun. And other than that, I promise this week on my Instagram there will be stuff up about art commissions. Life kind of took me by the rails this week.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that. And send me a message about art commissions and stuff, because I need art.
I will.
Moving right along, thank you very much for that. Changeling Rogue. Dan, anything you would like to plug at all, Dan?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. It's just like,
Oh wait. Charlie, do you want to do Tides of Chaos? Do you want me to? Do you need a minute? We are breaking out of a prison sometime. I don't know when.
Fridays and Tuesdays keep getting planned, then shit happens.
Yeah, stuff keeps happening. We're in a Gith Yankee prison. No idea how we got there. Just someone's mistake that wasn't mine. Fun. So Tuesdays and Fridays sometime soon, hopefully.
Tuesdays and Fridays, as soon as I know for definite, I will post all over the place. It's definitely happening. Jailbreak today. But yeah, definitely happening. Thank you very much for that, Dan. And last and most certainly not least, Charlie. You okay,
I killed
buddy?
Marty.
Could
You
be,
don't
but
know
listen,
that for sure.
There was another werewolf in there.
Yeah, there was.
This could be a red herring. Again. This is the Forbidden Forest. Things are roaming around everywhere.
You know, he probably deserved it though. Really, you had one job. Stick to the path. You're the one who went off roaming. Okay.
I mean, for fuck's sake,
You know,
Marty,
what's his name? He probably deserved it.
Marty, if you can't follow a forest path while scared in the dark, what the fuck use are you?
No, you were never gonna make it in this
probably
school.
too.
We call that natural selection.
I've probably literally natural selection. I've done you a favor, really, Marty. Life would have been too difficult for you, buddy.
You probably just would have gotten an education and lived a normal life. What is that?
What did you really have to look forward to? You were a dwarf. What were you going to do? Live under a mountain or something? Come on, man.
Make more of that awful drink. Come on.
Oh, what did you have to look forward to? Having a Mohican and having large axes. Oh, it's so fun being a dwarf. And that obnoxious accent. Ugh, who can handle it?
Yeah.
So,
Anyway,
anything for you, Charlie?
you know, Tides of Chaos when it happens, where I play Silas, a wise, stoic, careful, cautious, smart
Very
druid
demure,
who's
very cutesy.
very in control of themselves, very demure,
He only
very
turns
cutesy.
into animals when he wants to.
Wants to, right? turns into
Definitely doesn't
animals
have
when
anything
he
to prove.
Wants to. And that's gonna be great, and I look forward to getting us out of the mess we're in, as usual. Orrery of the Wanderer does great things, but yeah. So Tides of Chaos will happen eventually. Keep your eyes on the horizon, or you might miss it. It's like the green flash. And then we'll be back here for Welcome to the Academy soon to find out what I did to Marty.
I wonder what
R.I.P.
you
Marty.
You don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know for sure.
Leave Marty alone.
But if that's everything from my players and it's everything from me, well then that's everything from us. Thanks very much for coming to see us, guys. I've been your DM of Doom, Son of Asgard, or World Tree Quest here on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. With me today we have had Gina Donahue, we've had Charlie 1 at 2.0, we've had Just Dan, we've had Changeling Rogue, and we've had I Choose No. From all of us here at World Tree Quest, good night, stay safe, don't drink in Werewolf, also don't pull a finny. Good night, folks.
Also, don't drink too much.
Good night. Drink
Practice
responsibly,
safe drinking practices if you
especially
do.
when werewolves are nearby.